Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to get up in here. Welcome, welcome. Get on in here. I'm going to start in 3 minutes. Welcome, welcome. Get in here. How you doing? If you're new to my channel, what's up, Uber guy? If you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to be part of the SMD family today. Welcome. Man, this is a breath of fresh air. I can listen to something of substance. Ain't that? I know. And the way you're saying that, Uber guy, I know exactly what you mean, man. I have to unplug from social media. Totally unplug. Because it's bad out there. I mean, the energy out there is just bad. What's up, R Carp? NC Biggs, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. If you guys haven't, just a second before I even say that. We got about 1.5 more minutes before we get started. Get on in here. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. Come be part of the fam. I got a new SMD members only group, and I'm going to post that URL in here in just a second. I should have had it ready, but I'm grabbing it now. Get a hold of it 1 second, then we're going to get started. And I thank you all who have joined already. I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys will notice that their names are different. That's how you can tell the members. The little symbol by their name. And here is the URL if you would like to join the private, the members only Savings Minus Debt group. In this group, I post more detailed videos. Cosmic's a new member. Welcome, Cosmic. I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. In here, in this group, not only do I make more detailed videos, but I also simplify them really well, okay? Because I want you guys to understand that this whole financial game is simple. Nothing's difficult. It's been made to look that way, okay? It's been made to look that way, all right? So in this group, I do examples. I do a lot of my thoughts. I tell you guys a lot of my thoughts that I really don't share with many people, especially out in the regular, non-trusting in math people. They will never get it. So it's almost like a waste of time to say these thoughts. I share these thoughts in the members only group because the people that pay to be there, they already understand that math is the true way to wealth. Believing in math or trusting math will send you there. So I can skip over all that stuff and just say what's on my mind, and then they will get it. What's up, our carp? Shout out to our carp as a member. Appreciate you. All right, so let me get started. For those of you that may be new to my channel, my name is LJ Young. Hey, hold on for a second. 1 second. Sorry about that. I heard some alarm going off or something. My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where people live that believe in credit and debt and worshiping the credit gods and all that good stuff, and simply cannot figure out why they are financing things that go down in value and still not figure out why they are living paycheck to paycheck. All right. So what I do is I expose the glitches in the debt matrix, and the glitches in the debt matrix are things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people keep doing them, right? Or saying them, right? They're like, "Hey, I'm a homeowner," even though I have even though they have a 30-year mortgage. They believe they got this finance car. They finance a car for 84 months and still believe they get it on sale. It's like, but if you just use the mathematics that we all learned in grade school and apply it to your finances, and you'll always win with money. It's like you just can't lose, right? So I show people this in a very, very basic way, because I want you guys to truly understand. Here is where you will create your base financial stability foundation, solid. It's 100%, no cracks, nothing, and it's all done by simply trusting mathematics. That's it. Nothing really difficult. But the outside world will make you believe it's that difficult. But in the end, you always trust math. Math will never be wrong. 1 + 1 will always equal 2. 5, 10 - 5 will equal 5. No matter how anyone feels about it. It's not according to anybody. You wouldn't say, "Hey, 10 - 5 only equals 5 according to LJ." If you listen to LJ, you all think it was 5. See, some saying things like that make absolutely no sense, because math doesn't have anything to do with me, right? So this is what I do. So anyway, let's get into the topic. Now, if you haven't seen it, I did a collab with Denzel Rodriguez, and he has a channel here, and he teaches what's called velocity banking, right? And so this is our second one. The first one was on my channel. How we met was I saw one of his videos, and then I do like what's called SMD, reviews on videos, right? Not to put down the person or say they're wrong. I just show mathematical inconsistencies. That's it. That's my purpose. I'm always neutral on these videos. I might throw a little emotion in there saying, "Oh my God, you shouldn't be saying that. That's dumb," but anyway, it's just math. Well, anyway, we had a discussion, and basically velocity banking, its ground base is to borrow money to get out of debt. That's their whole thing. Borrow money to get out of debt faster. All right. So knowing math is the only way with mathematics. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math from money are feelings, how people feel about it, right? So when people allow their feelings to be involved, and beliefs and all this other stuff, it just really screws math up in their minds, right? It doesn't screw math up. It just changes math in their minds, okay? Because nothing they can do or say or feel will ever change 1 + 1 = 2. See, so I'm saying that will never change, right? Anyway, it's based on borrowing money, right? But anyway, it's mathematically impossible to borrow your way out of debt. Now, if you're new to the channel, you gotta, and I'm gonna keep these numbers simple. If you were trying to get out of your $10,000 in debt, right? And you decide to go borrow $5,000 to use to pay off your debt. So say like you want to pay down your current debt of $10,000. So you go and borrow $5,000 at a percentage rate. Of course, percentage rate doesn't really even matter at this particular example. But so once they borrow the $5,000, that makes them $15,000 in debt. So they believe they will take the $5,000, pay off another debt, and believe they got out of debt. Oh, I just borrowed some money to pay off this other debt. No, you didn't. You put yourself deeper in debt. You didn't do anything. They're still the same 10,000. It's weird because they're saying they go in. So say like this: they have 10,000. They borrow 5. They borrow the 5 and pay off part of the 10, not realizing they're still in 10 and probably deeper in debt because it's not free to borrow the money. See what I'm saying? It doesn't. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyways, during this, I knew. Now talking about this is not to say anything negative about Denzel himself. I really admire that young man. I I enjoy his drive. He has natural, nice energy. No matter how you come at him, he just, he stays composed. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, I'm not saying it doesn't phase him, but you can't see it if it phases him or not. All right. Even when Gabriel just kept jumping all over him. Right. But anyway, that's another story. But him himself, but I always think to myself, okay, no, let me put it in a different way. When he's doing the examples of what you can do with $5, $100 or whatever, and then he runs through this whole example, it really, it not, it's almost like it's a frustrating waste of time because he's going through all these motions. And I just want to go, hey man, none of your formula would exist until the money is actually there in the beginning. It has to be there. That's according to the laws of mathematics. The laws of mathematics. It can't, and it's frustrating. It's like, oh my God, why'd I do this again? And again, nothing to him. I was just like, why did, SMD family members, they were telling me, hey, El, you shouldn't do that again. That's just a waste of time. But nah, I had to go ahead and do it again. So I basically just frustrated myself because you guys told me not to do it. It's like, hey, LJ, why are you going to do that, man? It's just a waste of time. They obviously don't believe in math. Linnell, look, they think they can borrow their way out of debt. Why are you going to go over there even talk about the same exact thing? And I did it, and I got drained. And the crazy part about it, it's like, to them, I could see to them, they probably think, oh man, look, he can't compose himself. Look at him. He can't even handle it. No, it's just frustration. It's like if you told somebody, hey, 1 + 1 = 2, and they keep saying, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. No, 1 + 1 = 2. No, it doesn't. That's the frustration level, right? So I'm not really mad about what he's doing or saying. Hey, if you want to do velocity banking, go right ahead. But in the end, I say, but is my math right? And they kept saying over and over, oh man, all he keeps saying is my math right? Yeah, that's my question. Is my math right? Is something wrong with asking if my math is correct? It doesn't even make it. So that kind of stuff was frustrating me. And even one time when I was saying 2,000 minus 50,000 is negative 48,000, even though I was messing up a couple times saying 49,000, even though it's negative 48,000. And I said, Denzel, is my math right? He was like, well, no, not according to anybody. Is my math right? And he couldn't just and he was like, I said, what is it? He's like 48. I said, no, it's not 48. It's negative 48. You have to say it. It's like if somebody, and I want you guys to notice when I stopped him and told him something, because this is very important. This is very important. When he started giving me alternative answers to 2,000 minus 50,000, that's a problem. Because if you ever say that to somebody that understands money, you have no idea what you've said to that person. Anything other than negative 48,000 is a belief. It's nothing more than a belief. Anything outside of negative 48,000, that's a belief. That's like standing up. Imagine this. Imagine standing up in front of a crowd of 100,000 people. And they said, okay, we're going to put this problem up on the board and we want you to solve it. And you're in front of 100,000 people staring at you. And the problem was 2,000 minus 50,000. And then they say, go. And then you stand up on stage talking and saying things like, well, according to you or according to me, if you said something like that, those people would blow you. They would like, what? What do you mean? It's just negative 48,000 according to mathematics, you mean? That's how I feel when I was in there last night. That's how I felt. Now I'm reading the comments, and I want you to understand that the comments crack me up. You know, I'm reading them saying certain things in there. It's like, to me, when I read stuff like that, I'm like, I don't care what you say. Is my math right? And they always have to say yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine those guys? Anybody that was just, whatever, feeling how they're feeling, to have to agree with me on the mathematics? I want you to notice the restraint of saying it. No matter what, they have to say it. Because if they say anything else other than the mathematical answer, everybody will see them. It's like they don't even know the reason why they have to agree with the answer. It was just frustrating. It was very frustrating. It was like listening over just like the first time, just like you guys said, it was the same thing. It was just like the first time talking about hey, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if kind of whatever, right? And I wanted you guys in this room to understand another thing that I pointed out in the room. Okay. When I told them money in any form doesn't exist for people in debt. It doesn't matter if it's cryptocurrency, gold, silver, diamonds, rubies, whatever you believe this stuff is. Money in any form doesn't even exist for people in debt. So I try to give them the example, right? So I try to give them, hey, if you had $2,000 worth of gold and $50,000 in student loan debt, that's negative $48,000. Well, then they're like, well, the price of gold fluctuates. And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to a person in debt. And then I know their question. They think in their mind, what does that mean? What do you mean? I'll give you another example. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to purchase gold at any price. At any price. Now they're going to have I know they will have now I couldn't say this in the room because that would be just too much detail. Be like, oh, why is this guy just yip yapping? Right? They would be puzzled. But I would go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life to purchase gold. How much gold can you purchase with that large negative number? None. You think I can go to a person like that and say, hey, even if the price of gold was $1, you still couldn't buy it. Do you think they would believe me? They wouldn't even believe me. You think I'm explaining that kind of I'm not even explaining that kind of stuff anymore. Getting upset because I'm asking is my math correct? That doesn't even make any sense. That collab literally drained me. It did. And there's not many things that could get to me like that. There's not many things that can get to me like that, but I brought that on myself. I brought that on myself. Now, I don't know how many of you guys in the room actually watched the collab, and those of you that are part of the SMD family that didn't show up, I understand why you didn't. I don't want you guys to think like, oh my God, they didn't support me. I know exactly why the majority of you didn't. The same reason why I felt drained when I was done with it. I totally get it. It doesn't make any sense. Why go over there and watch it? Why go over there and watch it when why hurt your brain when you know what's wrong? It just doesn't even make any sense. You know you're going to go in there and argue because they're just not going to trust mathematics. It's just, I get it. Okay, I want you guys to understand that. I get it. I totally get it. I see you guys, new members, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I have a good one coming up, a good video coming up. Tomorrow's what? Q&A Sunday. Anyway, we agreed on a time, so everybody that understands when I put out a video, it will be 6 p.m. Eastern time, always. But I just don't. I'll let you guys know ahead of the day. It'll be. I gotta see. I gotta talk because I'm already doing a video right now. But any of you guys, yeah, welcome, Joseph. Appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Shout out to Dave Sincere, man. I thank you, sir, for coming in there and even in the comments, man, Dave. I love that neutrality, just right there in the middle, showing both sides. It's not good or bad, it really wasn't anything. It was just okay, whatever, Velocity banking is debt transfer, but once the process is in motion, it eliminates debt faster than saving money and paying debt. That's all it is. It's more, if people want to do that, I'm not against that. I just want to show people what their net worth is and what they're doing if they do velocity banking, right? It's just really mathematics. Hey, I want to get out of debt. How much debt are you in? Hey, I'm in $100,000 worth of student loan debt. All right, they say if you do velocity banking, you can get out of debt faster or whatever, right? But I want you to understand something. As soon as you borrow money, it adds to your current debt. So you got to dig yourself in first, and then somehow you're going to dig yourself out faster. That part loses me. I really don't understand that part, but I just want people to understand that. That's all. Joseph Brown says, Herbert Walker, I wanted to do it sooner, just figured it out. Okay. Yeah, I already got I got Hyphy to reached out to me to do something about how to join, and I gotta get on that. I thought I could just post the link up in the link is in the description of this video. If you want to join the members only SMD group, the link's in the description. I also have posted a link inside of the Discord server under miscellaneous, I believe, or finance, one of those channels. And so I'm trying to post this link more and more. I really don't want to make a video to it, but if I have to, I guess I have to. But I'm not saying I'm being lazy about it, but I appreciate it. I believe, I believe I can make a video. I think this was what Hyphy's talking about. Make that video so when you go to my channel, you'll see that intro video that says, hey, join my group, blah, blah, blah. So maybe that'll help. So I'm going to do that. Dave Sincere says, advanced concept with the same initiative to becoming debt-free. Yeah, it's both for the same cause. I get it, but Cosmic Wisdom says, LJ, you good one, LJ. I tried to understand velocity banking many times, gave me a headache every time. Yeah, it really gave me that. I ain't gonna lie, that collab that sucked the energy out of me. It did. I mean, the vibe between Denzel and I was good, but I could find myself getting frustrated, and it's not what they're doing. It's not Denzel didn't do anything. His followers didn't do anything. Even, it doesn't bother me what they say. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for example, if they say things that are negative towards me, and this is how I think. It doesn't matter. I don't care how you feel about math. That would be idiotic of me to get mad at them over how they feel about mathematics. That doesn't even make sense to me. It's like, why would I even argue with you? It just doesn't make sense, right? I don't know how many of you guys watched it, but if you haven't, that link is also in the description. All right, you guys can check it out. I watched and I saw I messed up on math a couple times when I was trying to give an example. I was so damn frustrated. But anyway, yeah, you're right. You're right, Gabriel. It is. It's a waste of time in doing so. It's like, again, it's not. I'm not saying that this is what. Let me give you an idea of what I see. Okay. When I type in Like if I go to YouTube search and type in velocity banking and infinite banking, do you see there's like thousands of people teaching it? Thousands. And they all got different ways of doing how they do it. Somebody got a slight twist on it. Everybody just adding in their own mixtures. You know why? Because they can do that to that. They can manipulate how I mean, whatever. It's like, when people, when you're in debt, you don't realize the words that are used to make you believe something. Infinite banking, velocity banking, accelerated this. They're describing debt. And you gotta remember, when you hear things like that, you gotta say to yourself, why are they describing debt? Debt is just debt. It's not super fast, slow, grassy, accelerated. It's just debt. Those are indications that something's wrong. Something doesn't make mathematical sense. It's like, would you say 1 plus 1 equals velocity 2? That's what it sounds like when I hear people describe debt. 4 plus 4 equals infinity 8 because it's shaped like that. I don't know, whatever. Now, if you said that to somebody, if somebody asked you to add up 2 plus 2 and you said 2 plus 2 is velocity 4, they would like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying 4 like that? That's exactly because all money, you got to remember this, all money comes from you. Only you make the money to pay off your debt. All money comes from you. Because if you have a job, you're trading time for money. So it must come from you. Now, the only way you could actually speed up paying off debt is if you ask your boss to speed up your paychecks. See what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And I'm agreeing with Cosmic here. I'm not knocking velocity banking if it works, yeah, but I'm biased. I'd rather become my own bank and liquidate some assets to get another asset class. A lot of people don't have that option. They don't. It's so crazy. I'm not knocking velocity banking. You know why? He is making money. And a lot of other people that believe in velocity, that are teaching this velocity banking, they are making money. But when I went and looked at those prices, and you look at some of the prices, they're like, woo wee. You know what I think to myself? I can quadruple that. Because you got to remember, velocity banking is based on predictions, possibilities. If you do this, if you invest in that, if the inflation does this and that, all these variables. There are no variables when it comes to mathematics, none. And nobody can manipulate it. Nobody. You know what it's like to fully understand, because I didn't understand this, okay? And I'm sharing this with you guys. I did not understand that was an exact science. I remember hearing that when I was in debt. It wasn't until I got out of debt till I realized math is an exact science. That means it's never wrong. Math is never wrong. So I have no idea why did I not just say, well, if math is never wrong, how come I'm not using it on my finances? I have no idea. I do know now, because I was conditioned to think that way. I was conditioned to believe in credit and debt and borrowing my way. Trust me, if I was in debt, I would probably believe in velocity banking. Because you know why I would believe in velocity? Because that obviously would tell me that I didn't believe in myself of paying off my own debt. There must be another way. I need it done faster, and I can't do it myself. So I got to use something outside of myself to do it faster, which makes no sense. None. I would have believed in it. Because there was one point in my life where I didn't believe I would ever pay off my student loan debt. That's what can you imagine? Think about this. Imagine this. Imagine people using one of these velocity banking things, trying to get out of debt faster with a 25-year-old student loan. Now, even if I said that to them, it still wouldn't make any sense to them. It still wouldn't. Even if I said to them just like this, hey, you know, it doesn't make mathematical sense to go to college for 4 years and keep your student loan for 25 years, right? You do know that, correct? Well, it's $30,000, $40,000 is a lot of money, LJ. You mean to tell me you didn't make $30,000 in 25 years of your life? Now, if you're telling me that you've kept your student loan for 25 years and it's a $30,000 student loan, you are telling me that you didn't make $30,000 in 25 years of your life? Is that what you're saying to me right now? But somehow, something called with a fancy name on the front of it, meaning something fast, velocity, infinity, and all these stupid names, right? That's going to get you out of debt faster? Makes absolutely no sense to me. Cosmic says, so given the luxury, I'd always just be my own bank. Always. All money originates from you. Crazy thing, you and Denzel are on the same side. I think people choose to view it as a competition. It's not. And when it's not, you two have the exact goal for you force people to realize and accept role and mindset when it comes to their personal situation. Yeah, we do. We do. And I don't. He's making money. It's a business. It's a legal business that's helping people. I know they don't understand that, right? But it's based on borrowing money. That's where we separate. And that's where the mathematical consistencies end. Because it will never make sense. It will never make mathematical sense. NC Big says, I had to stop the video. I don't see how going into deeper to get out of debt. I believe getting out of debt the right way builds a mindset to not do it again. Most definitely. Yoletta Hall, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you jumping in here. Feel free to ask any questions of me if you wish, if you choose to. Nicer says, when people in the SMD get out of debt, they stay out of debt. The success rate of true freedom is the difference between LJ and other channels. Yeah. Let me tell you guys something what amazes me. All right. This is what amazes me. That I'm rare. Out of the 90%, if not more, of the financial videos on YouTube. Knowing since math is an exact science, that means I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. Now, I'm not saying the mistake I made, like, hey, 2,000 minus 50,000, that's a clear mistake. That's what I'm saying. That's a mistake. But when it comes to mathematics, getting somebody out of debt and finances, I'm never wrong. I don't give predictions and this maybes. No, I give exact. Can I invest while I'm in debt? No. Why not? Here, I'll show you. You're in the negative. If you're in the negative, that means you are below zero. You have no money to invest in anything. But so-and-so said I could. That means they're telling you to borrow money to get further in debt, to get out of debt. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't to me. Exact. They might not even like it. Hey, I don't like what you're doing, LJ. You think this and that and this and that. Is my math right? That's the only thing I say when they're done telling me how they feel, because anything outside of math, you guys got to remember, and especially if you're a follower, Anything outside of mathematics is how they feel about mathematics. It's nothing more than that. You go up to a person in debt and you say, "Hey, man, you know you really didn't get that finance car on sale. Oh, man, the guy told me this, and I got an awesome percentage rate. And the majority of people with credit scores of this, they get that interest rate and this and that." See what I'm saying? All of those, that's how they feel about debt. So you just listen. I'm not going to be trapped in a room like that anymore. I'm not going to do that. It felt like financial prison to me. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to explain this. And not even like, not explain it because people are irritating me. No, I'm just like, it's 5 plus 5 equal 10. Yeah. Then anything outside of that makes no sense, right? No. Then why you keep talking about it? I don't get it. You do know you can't invest in anything with negative dollars, right? Yeah. Do you think people should still contribute to their match if they're in the negative, right? Yeah. How are they going to contribute to a 401k at all, let alone get a match? What are you talking about? Savings minus debt equals your net worth. If you're in the negative, yeah. How much of that? That's your money to contribute to your 401k. That's how much money you have. It's in the negative, Linnell. Exactly. You can't. So how can you possibly, if you can't even contribute to your retirement, how it's mathematically impossible to most definitely not get a match. I always say, am I saying something wrong here? You guys in the members only group, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna take you guys to a whole different level of the finance game. And it's not just me. I want you guys to understand something. It's not just me. You guys are gonna have other SMD family members in that group that know different pieces of the big puzzle. And once you become debt free, they're going to know you are debt free, first of all, because you're just part of the SMD family, but you're going to be speaking the language of debt free people. Debt free people speak a whole different language. We don't believe we got a finance car on sale. We wouldn't even open our mouths to say we're making a car payment. That would be financially embarrassing. Our credit reports look a certain way. If you've never been debt free, you've never seen one. I promise you, you've never seen one. The people that have the clients or people along who follow the S&D family, whatever, client or not, they understand what I mean. And those of you that are new to the channel, I can tell you what it is. It's a bunch of zeros. Credits, the actual credit score, it's a factor. It's not, it doesn't mean as much as to people. Credit scores mean a lot to people in debt. When you're out of debt, whatever. It's what's underneath the credit scores. A bunch of zeros down the line. This will be the things I'm telling to you, and if you're new, you're just coming across my channel. I'm telling you things that are obvious. Like when you're in debt, you can't see this. Okay, I'm gonna give you a perspective through debt eyes. A person in debt. When I was in debt, I thought credit score meant everything. I thought I couldn't get anything without a credit score. I couldn't get a loan. I couldn't get a car. Most definitely couldn't get a house without a credit score. Let alone did I know credit scores are not free. You must remain in debt to have a high credit score. I didn't know. If I would have just paid attention to, wait a minute, every time I go apply for a loan, what do they ask to see? My credit report. Here I'm thinking, Here I'm thinking they're just looking at my credit score. No, credit scores are just indicators. The only thing a credit score is for, it's to tell people immediately if people pay back the bank's money on time. That's it. Good credit score means you do. Bad credit score means you don't. It means nothing else. It doesn't mean you're good with money. It doesn't mean oh, well, you're probably horrible with money, but it most definitely doesn't mean you're good with money. Hence the credit score, right? It doesn't, that's not an indicator. Just, hey, I pay the bank's money back on time. And when you pay the bank back their money on time, they reward you with a credit score. And then when you don't, they deduct your score. They own the credit system. I did not know they were looking at my whole entire credit report just to see how much debt I was in. I want you guys to understand these are unwritten rules, okay? But once you get out of debt, it's obvious kind of stuff, right? It's just obvious. If you're coming to them looking for a mortgage and you have a 20-year-old student loan, you obviously don't understand money. So you most definitely will not pay off a 30-year house. You won't. They will own that house the whole time while you calling yourself a homeowner. It makes absolutely no mathematical sense, but yet people do it every day. I did it. I thought for sure my house was an asset with a 10-year-old student loan. Mm. And if you're a person that walks around here saying out loud that you're not good with math, you got to stop saying things like that. You got to stop doing that. Because when you say things like that out loud, you're telling the world you're not good with money, because you have to understand math. And when I say math, I'm not even saying complicated math. I'm only saying grade school math. One plus addition, subtraction, multiplication, and divide and division. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. Long as you have all those zeros on your when it's like when the banks look at all that debt, man, let me tell you something. That's the average credit report. That's the average people in debt. They have pages of stuff on their credit reports. Pages. People that do not have debt have one page with all zeros. That's it. Those in debt don't know that. That's how you'll navigate. That's how you'll navigate through this financial world. Just say, hey, man, hey, somebody says to you, just like that dude in there. Somebody, hey, man, yeah, I took this cryptocurrency and then I flipped it and quadrupled it and did all this other stuff. I'm looking at this comment. Not me. I said everybody on the internet says they do that with cryptocurrency. Everybody says that. That doesn't impress me. That only impresses people in debt. Because when you out of debt and your credit report looks a certain way, anybody that spits off stuff like that, all you have to do is say, hey, man, I will believe you if I can see your personal credit report. I will believe you. I'll let you see mine if you let me see yours. The credit report will tell you why they're investing in cryptocurrency, and anything they spout out, if you believe it, it'll tell you. If they're deep in debt, all those numbers that they spit out to you don't even exist. They're in the negative. You can't do any of what they're saying in the negative. That's impossible. I know you can see it, like if they buy a house and a nice car and nice clothes. I know you can physically see their stuff, okay? Don't get me wrong. I know you can physically see it, but mathematically, it's a mathematical illusion. Okay, the house is not theirs if they're making payments. The car is not there. They're making payments. If they charged everything they bought, they're making payments. See how that works? It's a mathematical illusion. The reason why they don't see it that way is because they're in debt. They're blinded by debt. And that was me. Now that I'm out of it, and now understand that the whole time it was just fifth grade mathematics, the math that I learned in freaking grade school, I get frustrated now. It's like, man, this math is so simple. Why don't you see it? They just don't, Linnell. Just like you, Linnell. You didn't see it either, right? You didn't wake up till age 40. I would have fell for all of those different ways to somehow get out of debt faster. When all I had to do was just look at the age of my student loan and realize that I was doing something very, very wrong. If you like new to the channel, if your student loan is older than almost everything in your life, older than your house, older than your children, older than your car, uh, older than your remodeled kitchen, older than your bedroom set, older than your living room furniture, older than your last vacation, you're doing it wrong. You went to college for 4 years, but your student loan is older than everything in your life. Where does that make sense anywhere in the world? And then somehow you're going on top of that. Your student loan's older than everything in your life. And somehow this velocity accelerated infinite by borrowing more money, it's going to get you out of debt faster. That doesn't make sense. CENTS. Mm, mm, mm. That's also frustrating because you know what? You know how many people I want to help? You know how many schools I would love to walk in and teach some kids that, hey man, check this out. You know that math you're learning right now in grade school? Yeah, that's all you need for your money. That's it. That's it. Never forget that and you'll be rich. Never forget that. It's frustrating having something in the palm of my hands. I ain't gonna lie. This is how I feel, and I'm more talk about this as a member only, but I'm gonna share with you guys as a. It's frustrating, especially when I see these. uh, I'm always impressed when a youngster can hear me because I know I just changed their life forever. I know I have. But when I see them young and they're just doing things that I did, I'm like, oh my God. Oh man. Herbert Walker says, broke people say they're not good at math. You're right. They say that, and they say those things out loud. Dave Sincere says, people think velocity banking is a quick, easy way out of debt. It is not. All the debt has to be paid. Exactly. It all has to be paid. You're right. But that's what I'm saying, Dave. Those words in front of it make them believe it. See, I'm just going by exactly what you're saying. Yes, it's going to eventually get you out of debt if you keep following it. I believe that. But it's not fast. Just that word in front of it makes them believe it. It's more psychological. People don't understand. Those in debt are in debt because they're mentally trapped in debt. They're not in debt physically. Excuse me. They're in debt physically because they're trapped in their mind mentally. That's what they believe. They believe they can never buy a house or car, or now, listen, now even cell phones. The majority of people in debt don't even believe they can buy a cell phone in cash. A cell phone? Because so you got to understand something. If they don't even believe they can buy a cell phone, right? you know for 100% sure mentally, they know they're going into financing a house knowing that they will never pay it off. They know that. Then they start to, uh, hey, well, I might as well live. This is what, and these are the things I used to say too. Oh, now you might as well, you don't want to, one day you're going to be dead, or you might as well live now, and this and that. You say all that stuff when you're in debt. I remember saying it all. Oh man, you might as well live now. Well, you only live once, and you might as well do it, get it while you can, and all that stuff. While you're a slave the whole entire time. I was a slave the whole time. Cosmic says, not good at math. Use a calculator. Everyone got one on their cell phone. I know, right, Cosmic? You don't even have to be good at math. You just need to know the numbers to punch in the calculator. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for pulling out your calculator to calculate something. Don't ever make people will make you feel bad for, oh my God, you can't do that in your head. You say, no, I can't. That's why I'm using my calculator. Because the only important thing is this: as long as you know the numbers to put in that calculator, that's the important part. When people finance cars, the numbers that are going in those calculators, those are the wrong numbers. You don't want those numbers. You don't want the numbers that go into a finance car calculator. When you're at the car dealership and you're sitting there all day and they're punching numbers in the calculator, no, I'm not talking about those numbers. Not at all. Don't confuse it with those numbers. Cosmic says, LJ, don't be frustrated with people are just in different money stage and they are not ready for the mind shift. Got to take people where they are. I mean, and that's it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I created the members only group. So I can be, because people are there for a reason. You guys are there for a reason, right? I don't have to explain the things why I'm saying the things I'm saying, right? And even I can get good feedback. I mean, we had a discussion in there, and what was that? On that video, was talking to Yellow J. Was like, he was telling me he still funded his HSA while he was in debt, and I was like, oh, you're really not doing that. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I know why he's doing that. That makes total sense, right? And then we just talked about it, which is gonna base my that next video. It's gonna be on HSA, the next video inside the members only group. Cosmo says, shoot, I'm not good at math nor spelling, but I know how to use a calculator and spell check. Didn't stop me from learning how to code computer languages either. You don't even need to know math. I just Google it. Dave Sincere says, once I learned to accept people for who they are, it eliminated my frustration with them. People make their own choices in life, like what we played out on TV. Yeah. What we see played out on TV. I just advise people, and again, that's why I've said it's my frustration wasn't due to the actual, I mean, it was due to it, but I put myself there. Okay. Nobody did anything to me, right? I could have just said, hey, why am I going to do it? Their stuff is based on borrowing money. That's against mathematics for me. Why bother? But I don't know. I have no idea why I did that. Right. But I want you guys to also remember that from that collab, I got, by the time we were done, I had 10 new subscribers. Like in one shot. I mean, that rarely happens. All right. When I get 10 subscribers in a day. So they might not say anything, but believe me, there are people that listen and they're like, wow, what he's saying makes sense. Right? Because once you understand the mathematics of it, hearing me speak won't sound offensive. Because I remember when I first started listening to Dave Ramsey, I used to hear a lot of people say, oh, Dave is rude. He always talks this and that. He says it's so mean and this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he's not. He's just saying, hey, this equals that. There's nothing more to discuss. He was basically like 1 + 1 = 2. There's nothing else to discuss. 5 + 5 = 10. And there's nothing outside of that, period. It equals 10. Not maybe, sorta, kinda, not for this race, that race. It's just 10. Learn as much as they can about finances and then act based on what they feel works for them. Exactly. That's how it all works. And I get Denzel's style. right? He's helping people. He looks good doing it. He puts in time into his videos. He even adds religion, right? Same thing, Dave. You got to remember, Dave Ramsey does the same thing, but he's been at the game a little longer, so he can do a little more things than the average person, right? But he still throws in religion and all this other stuff. Me personally, I just think it's math. It has nothing to do with religion. Nothing. There's like 5,000 religions. It's like, oh, okay, that has nothing to do with math. But if they feel like that, and that's what draws people in, like, hey, our commonality, hey, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, blah, blah. They might be the same religion, and then they make an additional connection. I get it. I just refuse to do that. I'm a straight to the point, get straight to the point, get to this. This is why it's that. Now you take that information and you do what you want with it. Now, if you take the information from me and then you decide you want to add in a little, it's like people that give 10%, right, for religion, whatever, right? If that's what you do, why not do it with real money, right? And something about when you get financially free, giving is just a big part of it for some reason. That part, like, it's something good about giving, and it feels even better when you actually have it. I'm not going to give to go further in debt. You give when you have it, and then when you have it, you usually end up giving more. That's just that's the crazy part. And you give to what you want to give to, not when you get ready to check out at the grocery store and they say, hey, would you like to donate to this cause? You don't know what this cause is for, why. At the moment that you pay for your groceries, no. Would you like to donate? No. Unless you want me to stand here in line and read the brochure of what this donation does and how much is going there, and you want me to hold up the line? No, then why would I say yes? Oh, because you're trying to get on my feelings. Gotcha. No, that doesn't work for me. Gabriel Reyes says there's no such thing as an easy payment. No, there's not. It's just a payment. Nothing easy. I don't know. I wanted to share that with you guys because that was I really took its toll on me, man. I was like, it was draining. I wasn't mad. I was just drained. I'm glad I did reach some subscribers though. I do. I am glad about that. I'm glad they listened. Because if they heard me there and didn't like me, they wouldn't have came over and subscribed for sure. That would not have happened. So if you are new, I appreciate you, especially if you're new from the collab and you really don't want to say anything. That's cool. That's cool. I welcome you. Nothing wrong with it. This channel is going to be totally different. But I want you to understand something about this channel. It's a family. It's SavingsMinusDebt family, SMD family. We call it SMD for short. Okay. It's a family. Nobody's here is going to make you feel bad for not knowing. You will know any type of answer that you receive from me or anybody in the SMD family is going to be a mathematically correct answer. And why? They're going to say, hey, we think you should do this, and this is the mathematical reason for it. So you just don't walk away saying, oh, that I just got this information because they said it. They said it and they back it up with mathematics. So you walk away knowing it's correct and why. Okay. Cosmo says, good to be back in the SMD vibe. Been busy and I miss y'all. Yeah, it's nice. I really do enjoy talking to you guys. I love when you guys just jump in and, again, if you guys have watched the video and you got any comments, you guys can say right now and I can answer them. How do you feel about the video? How'd you feel? Could you tell I was frustrated with it? I heard I make a lot of facial expressions in videos. Is that true? Do I make a lot of facial expressions? I don't realize I do that. And if I need to work on that, I need to work on that because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be in a different type of collab and I'm making these faces, right? So if I do, I need you guys to tell me I do. Okay. I don't want to be feeling making others feel uncomfortable, like I'm not listening to them, because sometimes that happens. Dave Sincere says, I'm able to experience the best from both of you and your content because I learn from both of your strengths, and I don't see it as a competition at all. And you know what? Why I think you don't, Dave? Because I agree with Denzel. Anything he goes past personal finances and he talks about investing and houses and whatever he talks about, right? I believe him. I believe that he knows what he's doing when he does it. I believe it, right? That's all. I mean, though I don't believe in the velocity banking thing, I believe him when he says, hey, man, if you do this insurance, then you can do this and you can do that and you can save taxes on this and that and blah, 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 right? I get it. Anything before that is a no-no, right? So 1 + 1 can equal 5. I know, it's just that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what that means. I don't want to know what are you trying to tell me? I didn't want to know, right? Unless it's like this, put it this way. No, if a debt-free person said, LJ, 1 + 1 can equal 5, I would be like, okay, why are you saying that? Right? I would pay attention, right? If they show me the credit report and it had all zeros and they said 1 + 1 can equal 5, I would say, I'm all ears. Tell me about it. But if somebody in debt says that to me, I would say I would be like, I'm not paying attention to you. Shout out to Mike Rambo for the Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Make sure I say that. Okay. Appreciate you. And those of you that may not know my Cash App, that's my Cash App. If you like what I say or do, or, let me know. Appreciation with a note in there. I like when you guys put the notes in there, man. It helps me. Lets me know I'm on the right path. And if you need to make an appointment with me, SavingsMinusDebt.com, SavingsMinusDebt.com, right? Free 30-minute consultation. Kind of that helps me kind of listen to where you're at financially, and then I can right away tell you if I'm good for you, and also not only can I help you or not, right? To see, you can listen to me to see if I'm the right person for you, right? It's a two-way street. So don't think just because you're coming to me, I'm my way is the only way and you better go this. No, I want you to just, if you're calling me, you kind of probably already watched my videos and know my style, but you haven't actually spoken to me, right? And so it's for you, right? It's for you to say, okay, well, it will work for me. It won't, whatever. It's all good. And that's what I had taken away, that 30-minute consultation, but it's very important. It is very important, especially for somebody in debt. And there's so many different ways that, when you're in debt, you don't know who to choose that's going to give you the right answer on how to get out of debt. The difference between me and the majority, I justify mine is justified with mathematics, right? I'm not just saying it to you. I'm showing you with math, right? So please don't forget to subscribe if you would like. Hit that like button. Much appreciated. Don't make me put you on timeout. NC Big says, that's when I ended the video. I couldn't. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. I remember that. You were frustrated once that statement was made. I know. I was like, oh God, where are they going with this now? Oh man, where's it going with this? It's like when he said that, when Denzel said that, right? It's like, okay, I just want to go, Denzel, I know what you are saying because you are financially free. I know what you're saying. And I commend him for showing people that are trying to get out of debt. I'm not even knocking him for showing people, hey, this can happen if you do this and that. I'm not knocking that either. All I'm saying is that people in debt, they are not seeing it right. It's like when people in debt hear Robert Kiyosaki talk about, hey man, I use debt. Debt will make you rich. You just want to go to people. He's not talking to people in debt. He's talking to people with money that are not in personal debt. He's talking about business debt. He's not talking about personal debt. But people in debt will say things like, "Oh my God, Robert Kiyosaki said it." It's like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna say that." Shout out to Life of Candy for the $2.99 super sticker. Oh wow, that's a first. I've never seen that before. Super sticker. I appreciate Life of Candy. Thank you very much. First, is that the first super sticker? I'm just read it wrong. You know? Life of Candy 31 says the only way I'm in debt, it will be by investing, for example, real estate and investment. I will, and I want you guys to in the room. I want you to understand. I'm not against business debt because when you get out of personal debt, let's put it this way: when you get out of personal debt, you will know exactly how to handle business debt. Okay, because there's tax advantages with business debt. Okay, so I'm not against business debt. That's why when people ask me questions and they say certain things, I make sure it's specific. Hey man, what if you invest in this house? Are you talking about business wise or personal wise? Oh, personal. Okay, good. I'm on the same page now. Go ahead. Tell me what you're selling me. Then we'll go from there. Right? It's just you got to be specific when people say things like, because they notice. I want you, when you guys listen to different financial channels, there is a distinct difference from personal debt to business debt. Distinct. So when you hear other financial people talking and you hear them mixing the two, that is very important to hear. You got to say to yourself, why are they mixing them? Because they're not the same. Why are you putting them together? So if you have to ask that of somebody, you got to say, which are you talking about, business or personal? That is a very important part. Life of Candy says, very true. Oops. Andre says, even in business, avoid the personal guarantee. Otherwise, it's personal. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. But even there, it will, you'll know what to do. I promise you. When you get out of debt, and there's certain things you're going to have to do to maybe get that first business loan, I promise you, you will know what to do. Because, for example, if it's time for you to get a business loan for anything, you will only accept the absolute best loan and nothing less. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, okay. 1 second, you guys here. Oh, wow. Wow. All right, let me go back. Let me stop this. Let me stop. Okay. Back to Micro Rambo. This brother right here, man. Man, okay. Shout out to Micro Rambo for the $10 Cash App donation. He's donated it towards NICE's private membership, north of zero. Now, here's the question. How can I don't know how you can put in make a private, add a person. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I don't know how you can do that because it's a recurring. Got to figure that one out. I'm thinking out loud. Trying to figure out how I can do that. Shout out to Micro Rambo. Put it towards NICE's membership of the members only SMD group. Shout out to Mike. We'll figure that out. That is awesome, man. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing, Mike. I appreciate you, man. Did you hear that, Nicer? Oh, Life of Candy. $4.99. Shout out to $4.99 super sticker. Much appreciated. That's number 2. Thank you. Thank you, Life of Candy 31. Always appreciate it. Dave Sincere says, I feel LJ's method is about learning the foundation and understanding your position and why you are in your position. You deal with the psyche of being in debt, the mindset of being in debt, and how to get out of it with work and determination. Denzel speaks on leveraging debt. Yes. Very well said, Dave. Very well said. Debt and using other financial tools like lines of credit, insurance, banking. Very well said, Dave. I really do appreciate that. And you got to understand, Dave, I'm glad you're in that group so you can say the way you're saying it because you're debt free. I'm glad you're there so you can say the way you're saying it because you're debt free. You can say, oh, I can see both of the sides. So I appreciate that, man. Andre says, I have to spend a day with clients to explain this, and your loan will not exceed your assets. Yeah. And your loan will not. Okay. Oh, your loan will not exceed your assets. What do you, Andre, what do you do? Are you like a loan person or something like that? Are you work at a bank? Cosmic Wisdom says, unless it's a very small business loan in these post 911 times, a personal guarantee is needed. Okay. I kind of figured Cosmic would chime in on that because I don't know anything about that. You will have to build up business income to even be considered for a non-personal loan guarantee. But, and like I said, at the same time, if you're new to the channel, I promise you, once you get out of debt, even though that's a personal risk, you will go into that very differently. I promise you, you will. I promise you, you will. You will not extend yourself with the possibility of going back into something that you work so hard to pay to get out of. I promise you, you won't do that. It will take something like what's happening now, a freaking pandemic. If you would have, say like you would have just opened a business, you're debt free, you opened up a business last year, right? And you took out a loan and it's a personal guarantee. It would have had to take the coronavirus pandemic to cause you to go back into debt. Okay. And if this happened, I mean, if this happened to you, were debt free, you just opened up and this happened to you, I know it's a bad feeling, but I just want you to recognize something. It took a pandemic to put you there. Mr. Rodriguez, welcome. Welcome in, buddy. God bless you all. I'm late to the party. I love the positive energy and the collaboration by LJ and myself. Can't make everyone happy. That's okay. I will see you at the top on the top of the mountain. I appreciate that, Denzel. He's been like this. He's been like this since day one. Day one. Even with the SMD review, right? Many people could have taken that negatively, but I want you guys, and Denzel doesn't even know this, right? Denzel is one of two people that have reached out to me of an SMD review. First one was Denzel. The second one, I did a review on this this African American lady on taxes, right? I saw, I don't know what made me pick her. I just picked her, and I did a review on her videos. Well, anyway, her firm, she owns a tax firm. I think she's a tax lawyer, tax firm, something like that. Anyway, her firm reached out to me and said, hey, man, we like that review you did on her video. We were wondering, can we use part of something, something, something? I said, yeah, sure. I don't care. As long as you tag me in it, put me in it, I don't care. Right? It was awesome, man. And I want you to understand something, Denzel. You know, you're lucky to have Dave Sincere, man, because he's giving the neutral. He's just giving the right answers between the differences between our stuff, right? And I was looking at some of the comments on our video, right? I don't really respond to, I don't really respond to stuff like that, but I like the way you respond to even even your own subscribers, man. I do. I like the way you respond to it. It's pretty cool, man. It was really just your style, man. You keep doing what you're doing, Denzel. You're gonna be bigger than all the people that teach this velocity banking stuff, man. So I like your style, man. I really do. Cosmic says, but in real estate investing, you could get a hard money loan based on the asset value and not your personal income if needed, but there are better rates and terms out there. Yep. See, it's all that that kind of stuff. I would go straight to Cosmic and say, "Hey, Cosmic, I don't know anything about this," and I know by going to her, she's going to give me the correct answer for real. Andre says, SMB consultant, your collab with Denzel is an example of my daily. Gotcha. 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 Pedro said, "What's up, fam? I'm late." That's all right. That's all right. I try to give, give everybody a 3-hour notice. Make sure. Plus, it helps with the YouTube algorithms. I'm noticing. I notice when I put it out further, it reaches more people as alerts and stuff. Yeah, most definitely. Dave is definitely very knowledgeable. He knows the things he's saying. Dave, the things you're saying between Denzel and I are right exactly on the money. And I know the only way you can see the differences is because you're debt free. That's why you can see it. So I appreciate that, man. And even your comment under the video, I hope other subscribers in Denzel's channel read your comment, right? Because it just makes sense. And that's because exactly how I feel. I know it doesn't come out of my mouth like that because I'm easily frustrated when people don't believe in mathematics. It's like, is my math right? Is my math right? That's all I want to hear is he's always saying that. Is my math? Yeah, I want to know, is my math right? Does my math match your calculator? That's all I want to know, right? And it's just frustrating. And Denzel, I was telling them, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You have to catch the replay, but I was just telling them that it's very frustrating when, like, for example, when you're doing the thing on the board and you put the money down and stuff like that. It's frustrating for me to watch because I know everything you're saying that you're writing on that board is true, right? I know it's right. I trust you. I could. You have the type of trust that I have. If I say, "Hey, Denzel, here's $5,000. Do the stuff that you said you're going to do on that board," and I could walk away and knowing that it was going to get done, I would trust you on that. I would know it would get done, right? But when people in debt that don't know their net worth is in the negative, they don't realize that they must have money first if that whole equation that you write on the board is going to work. It all starts with if they have the money in their hand, if it's real or not, right? Because if it's in the negative, your mathematical equation that you write on the board will not work. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that too. Let me also put that in there. If you have any questions of me, you guys can jump online. You don't have to get on camera. You can just use your voice. You can turn the camera off if you want to. That's kind of cool, Dave. I mean, I really do like that you can bounce between both, I hope you're spitting that same good knowledge over there too. You know what I'm saying? Given the perspectives, I guess. That's pretty cool. Cosmic says, also, we have a SMD Discord place. Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate it. That's where we talk open. You don't have to be, you can come over there and be a member for free on the Discord server right there. She's posted. And we still do the same thing in there. I just go a little personally, go deeper on the members only group because I don't have to explain things there. Right. I can talk normal. It's like, for those of you that let me give you an example. For example, I was a 20-year computer engineer, right? 20 years, right? And then when you talk to other computer engineers, there's a way we talk to each other because we don't have to explain things to each other. We could talk about protocols, what protocol is doing this, what network, what switches that plugged into, that's a router there. Okay, it goes to what just so on and so forth, right? At what megabyte speed. But if you try to say those same things to a person that does not know, it's very difficult, right? So I can go over there and know that the members there, they believe in mathematics, so I can just get straight to the point, right? And why the things I'm saying. So Andre says, I can help with that. He needs to explain it better. I do this daily. Are you talking to me, Andre? I'm not sure who you're talking to. Are you saying, I mean, I'm not taking that wrong either. If you're saying something to me that can help me, I'm all ears for sure. So I'm not saying I'm the all know all, okay? But sure to like and subscribe, and nicer puts you in timeout. Exactly. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Get nicer in there with the. We got to figure that out. Got to figure that out. Michael Rambo always giving me these tasks. I'm gonna just let you know now, Mike. You're taking away time from my girlfriend. You always tell me not to do that. Now you're doing it. It's like, I'm just playing. Cosmic says, "Yep, IT is its own language indeed. It sure is, Cosmic. You know, it's like it's. I remember one time I was calling for my internet. I had an internet problem at home, right? And so I had to get on with tech support. And so first, my girlfriend was talking to the guy, and she was like, "Oh, about," I heard him talking. I was like, "Oh, hey, give me the phone." And then I got on the phone. I said, "Hey, man, you can talk normal." And then he just went and started talking IT, because he knew when I said that. Okay, cool. All right, man. Go to the network settings and check the TCP/IP. See, tell me what IP address you have, and what's the subnet mask, and what's the default gateway. I can just go straight to it, right? But you can't tell the average person, "Hey, go check your IP address and tell me what the default mask is." Yeah. Or the default gateway and the default subnet mask. Jason Sears says, y'all want to hear something crazy? I've been watching Denzel's videos for over a year now. LJ's review of his video is still what led me to this channel. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And see, Andre, he's saying the same thing. We both are right. We're both going to the same goal of getting people out of debt, helping those that are struggling to get out of debt, regardless of the differences between Denzel and I. We have to put in work to earn the trust, because money is a very sensitive subject, very sensitive. So sensitive, people don't even like talking about it. If Denzel and I can get people to trust in a world that has a bunch of non-trust, especially when it comes to money, right there is step one. Regardless of how we do whatever we do, we must first earn people's trust. That's number one. You got to earn the trust to even listen to you. And then this is the psychological part. First, and while they're watching you, maybe people notice it, maybe they don't. They're really examining you. Hey, does this person really believe what they believe? Are they just going to take my money and disappear? No, that can't be true. They got like 600 videos in here. It doesn't look like they're going anywhere. These are things. But if Denzel and I were up here talking, and you go to our channel and we got 5 videos, you're going to be like, what? 5 videos, and you want me to trust you with all my finances? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So you got to put in work to earn trust, and to earn trust, you got to put in work. Okay, because what it really is, it's consistency. It's consistency. They're going to trust a person that is consistent. And then with the videos, you can go and read comments, and if him or I were either ripping off people, that would be in the comments. Oh man, he took my money. He said he was going to do this, but he didn't follow through on that. And his whole program is bull crap or whatever, right? You would see those in the comments. You got to put in work. Gabriel says, I'm just a young teenager. Gabriel's the young teen of the family. That's why. And you know what's so funny? When Gabriel came into the live session, it was cool to see him and to hear Denzel laugh. Going, because you guys don't really know it, but if you go read the comments, you'll see him and Denzel going back and forth. And hey, Denzel, I applaud you. Keeping you cool with Gabriel, even in the comments. I was like, damn, that dude's smooth, man. He didn't even lose it. Didn't delete Gabriel's comments. Didn't whatever. I like that. And then to laugh about it inside the live, that's cool, man. And I want you guys to understand something here. Many of you guys, because the chat didn't replay. Ill Wills. I'm glad I didn't forget this. Ill Wills came into the chat and donated $5 super chat to Denzel. $5. I was like, what? See what I'm saying? Just to show that it's not some back and forth evil thing. I keep repeating this, and I told Denzel this before we started. I respect you, young man. I respect what you're doing. I respect what you've done. Regardless of my view on money and your view on money, we're helping people get to the same goal, freedom. Because you better believe this. You better believe now. I'm not, and now Denzel ain't my son. We're not related. I'm not bragging. But if I was young, I look at Denzel, man. He knows how to do the part. He got the hair done. He got the clothes. He's always dressed right. Got the stuff out looking up. Got the watch hanging out, bling bling. I said it don't mean nothing to me, but I get it. It works. It shows integrity. It shows that he puts in time to take care of every detail. I get it, man. That's how you do it. Cosm says, there's no right or wrong. I like to read and study on the variety of methods out there. Choose one that you can stick to and execute. You can shift as you go. Exactly. Andre says, I have difficulty explaining banking period to business owners. Never mind the common person. Common person. LJ is better for 80% of the population. You know what? And you know what's so crazy, Andre? This is what's crazy to me. If you looked, when you're trying to explain, and I'm not saying if you did have or have not, if you're having difficulty explaining banking to a business owner, right? If you look at their personal credit report, it will explain why you're having trouble explaining it to them. It will be the answer to why you're having trouble explaining that to them, because their credit report will show if they haven't taken care of the business of themselves first. If you're new to the channel, you must take care of the business of you first. You are first. If you take care of the business of you, you will understand all other business. I promise you. Gabriel says, I respect Denzel. I know you do, man. I know you do. That's cool, man. I really think that's cool, man. I do. That cracked me up. I ain't gonna lie. Because when Gabriel came in there and said something and Denzel laughed, I said, okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. Andre says, I also got to SMB through Denzel. And you know what? That is cool too, man. I like the people that understand that both are good things. Now, I know, just like Andre said, I think it's the way I come across sounds like I'm being mean. It does. I get it. But it's frustration. That's it. And that is nobody's fault, not their fault. It's not Denzel's fault. That is my fault, right? Because in my mind, it's so simple. It's like, why are we even talking about this? I don't get it. Why? I just showed you. It's in the negative. Why are we still talking? That's what's going through my brain. But I knew where I was going. I knew I was going to collab with Denzel. I knew I was. So I really only frustrated myself. And it came out in my voice, unfortunately. Got me saying wrong numbers. Dave Sincere says, it's crazy. Once I learned velocity banking, I tried to share and explain it to about 40 of my friends. He said 40. Only 2 or 3 of them were able to grasp it off the bat. The rest looked at me like I was a space alien. You are a space alien. Stop denying what you are, Dave. You are an alien now. Okay? A space alien. But when I listen to how you describe debt and people's emotional attachment to it, it put it all in perspective. Yes. Now you're an alien. Dave, I want you to walk up to somebody with a mortgage and say, hey, you're not a homeowner. They're going to look at you like, what? An alien. You can't go up to a person and say, hey, did you pay cash for that brand new iPhone? They're going to tell you no. And then you're going to look at them like, didn't you just hear what you said? No, because you're an alien. You know what I'm going to do, Dave? I'm going to go to the costume store and pick out an alien mask so we can just skip through the whole, hey, Linnell, why are you talking like that? You sound like a what? An alien. That's why I'm wearing this mask, so you'll know exactly what I am. I am an alien. Dave Sincere is denying. He's an in the closet alien. We see you in there, Dave. We hear you rattling around in there. You're an alien. I see you in there, Dave. I've always heard you in there moving around, scurrying. Just come out. It's okay. We can breathe. Hey, Dave, we can breathe their air. Come on, man. It's okay. Denzel is super smart and wise beyond his years. I wasn't thinking about anything he talks about. It took me years. I wasn't thinking about anything he talks about. It took me years of working in the industry to fully understand the basics of what he communicates. It took me years too. Denzel is a super smart Genzer. You know what's so funny? It's like I'm happy. Denzel, I'm happy. Gabriel, and I'm saying those two because I know they're young, right? I'm happy for them. I really am. When Gabriel starts his thing, maybe Denzel and Gabriel gonna hook up. The battle of the Genzers. Denzel got he got about 4 or 5 years on Gabriel. That'll be a good battle. Like I said earlier, just from that collab alone, I got 10 new subscribers when we got off. I looked down, I was like, damn, I'm up 10. Mine, I understand what I teach is rare. I understand. But one thing I have learned, views and subscribers don't equal money. Okay. It doesn't mean money. What makes the money is the trust. Because I've had people come to my channel and say, hey, man, somebody would refer somebody to my channel, and they would come to my channel and say, oh, he only got 1,000 something subscribers, right? And then they just tune out. It's like, okay, so you didn't listen to a word I said because of the amount of my subscribers? Yes, Linnell, yes. Now, I don't look at, you got to remember, I watch people. I always say I pay attention to the majority. I want you guys to understand something here. Only the majority and what they think counts. Okay. So if they come to my channel and see that I have 1,000 something subscribers and they leave because of the subscribers, I hide the subscriber count. So now it's another reason that you got to remember what would the majority do? They go by subscriber count. Okay, remove it. Now it's removed. So now it's not yet another psychological barrier for them not to come in and listen. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. You just got to remove. You got to remove everything that means a lot to the majority. If it's a block, if it blocks them in any way, you got to remove. It's no different than the new paying systems that come out, right? One Pay, scan this, push this button, enter your fingerprint. If they can remove any barriers preventing you from learning or spending money, they're going to do it. That's how it works. Denzel says, I would support him if he built a channel up. See what I'm saying? Hey, Denzel, I'm trying to get Gabriel to find his passion. Okay. He's just like you said before, credit sucks. I'm not doing it. I'm going to die without it. Great. Cool. But at the same time, if I don't agree with that, if you don't agree with that, There's people out there, Gabriel, this is for you. There are people out there that agree just like you. You need to find them because it's obvious that you're passionate about this, Gabriel. Even when I tell Gabriel, hey man, I got a credit card, he's like, that's stupid. Now I'm not gonna get mad at him because he think me having a credit card is stupid. I don't care. Well, that's how he feels about my credit card. That doesn't see what I'm saying? That's how Gabriel feels about my credit card. But if he takes that passion of absolutely nothing to do with credit, there are people out there that would love to hear Gabriel. Dave Sincere says, my bad. My comment was saying I wasn't thinking about anything like that at his age. I know I told Denzel that Gabriel and Denzel both benefit from something we didn't have. They have the internet and social media technology. Yes. Right now, man, this is the best time to be debt free right now. It is. Right now, if you can get to zero before 2021, nothing will be able to stop you. Just get to zero. Do whatever you need to do. Go see Denzel. Come see me. I don't care what you do, how you do it, but just get to zero before 2021. Get there. There's going to be so much opportunity for people with a job and no debt. I promise you. Or money, job, no debt. Sharif, what's up? What's up, L? Does debt really matter because it's wiped out once we die? Yeah, that doesn't matter because you'll be dead. Because once you're dead, you're not even going to know you were alive. So you won't even understand what debt is. So it really, like when you, like, for example, when you say things like that, Sharif, it's like, does it matter because you're dead? So, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, Sharif. So it really doesn't matter if you have debt while you're alive, right? Since it's going to be wiped out when you're dead. It's like that logic doesn't make any sense. So, and again, I'm not saying if that's your meaning, I'm just reading something. Stay a slave your entire life and die a slave. That's what I hear. Oh, shoot. I didn't even see you, Nicer. Sorry. What's up, Nicer?
Hey, what's up, LJ, SMD family? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. First off, I want to give a great, big, huge, humongous, enormous shout out to Mike Rambo for that join the group sponsorship thing. I'm not exactly sure how we can make that happen, but thank you for that donation, man. You rock. Oh, SMD family rocks. And I love y'all, and I just want to say because I'm sure what's happening in Minneapolis right now, which is where I live right outside of Minneapolis, but the unrest happening right now, I just want to say, yes, it's because of injustice, but this would be the same unrest we would see play out if the economy doesn't turn around anytime soon. With the high unemployment rate and people being in debt, and it's showing from what I see that people are so dependent on the economy that they wouldn't even know how to go back to living a normal life, being in debt and having those chains on them like that. Because, well, it's something I've seen but couldn't put into words my whole life until I came across LJ's channel, being that I am I grew up around indigenous communities, and these communities, majority of them do not have an economy at all, and it shows out. People live off the land, and I see more people in other channels, preaching homesteading and buying land, and things like that because of how the economy is right now. And I just want to say, it's like I'm just thankful to you, LJ, for you helping people get debt free, because being debt free enables you to ride out life storms a whole lot easier. And also thank the SMD family, yeah, because just like this time right now, just being in this live is taking my mind off what's happening right here in the Twin Cities, because it's really crazy, and I'm finding out that the rioters are, majority of them are out of towners, and I've seen videos of people actually catching these young boys coming in from Wisconsin, and they're the ones that are breaking into the liquor stores and tearing up the banks and other small businesses, set them on fire and whatnot. But it's just like I said, that this unrest is going to be the same unrest we see will play out if the economy doesn't turn around. So that's what I wanted to share. Again, thank you, Mike Rambo, LJ, and the whole SMD family. I love y'all.
Man, that was powerful. Thank you, Nicer. Wow. That's a young woman beyond her years. Beyond her years. That was, see what I'm saying? You see that, Denzel? You see that? I see that on your page too, man. I do. I see it in the comments. Same thing. It's the same goal. Powerful stuff, man. Man, Nicer always come in. Nicer, even if we're going to figure that out, even if I have to put my own credit card in there, because that's like 2 months, right? Wow. That was powerful. Thank you, Nicer, for contributing that, showing your thankfulness to Mike Rambo. Been a strong supporter, that's why I let him get away with some of the stuff he says, okay, Mike donates it. Okay. He can get a pass on that. No, I'm just playing. Right. Again, thank you, Nicer. And if you're new to this channel, that's what it's like to be part of the SMD family. Okay. You can come up here and you can say whatever you choose to say, without being made to feel bad for feeling that way or whatever, that doesn't happen here. She's the one, Nice is one of the people in the room that would never even let it happen. Wow, that was powerful, man. We're going to, in the members only group, we're going to be even getting deeper than that. I'll be getting personally deeper in there because I know I can share it with the SMD family in there. You guys share a lot of deep things with me, man. And and this is in the free group, right? And it's time for me to return it. I gotta share it. You guys will understand me more once I share the story. Once you guys see what I've done, what I've sacrificed to even be on this mic, to even be talking to you guys. For me to even be on to even review anybody's videos, let alone Denzel's. Everything had to start with me. Do you think if I didn't put in work for videos and I did a review, say like I did a review on Denzel's video and he clicked on my channel and I had 2 videos, you think Denzel would have reached out to me? He would have just clicked me off. Oh, he's a troll. But when you come over to somebody's channel and they got like 600 videos, you're like, uh-oh. I mean, not uh-oh in a bad way, but like, oh, this person's putting in some work. Denzel says, Denzel is a super smart genzer with a plan who is super sponge. He soaks up and deciphers information unlike any other, and he is also able to disseminate it in a way to make people feel comfortable. Yes, he's got that smooth Denzel. Hey, hi. All right, over here, we're going to try. I was like, that's pretty smooth. Did you work on that voice, Denzel? Did you work on that voice? Hey, okay, we're gonna switch. He got a switchboard in there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to camera number 5, and then we're gonna show you the board. Here we go. All right, instead of using green ink, I'm gonna use the black ink. So I'm gonna make sure you know the distinct difference between. I said that's smooth. He is smooth. He got the watch clip. He got his arms folded back so the watch pops out. I said, okay, all right, dude. I know it matters to people that are getting out of debt. I get it. Pedro says it's so crazy how there is a nutritional, spiritual, and financial matrix. Very good, Pedro. Very good. You're right. Once you wake up from one, you automatically become aware. Wow. Hello, Pedro the alien. Hey, Dave, here's another alien. Meet Pedro, Pedro the alien. Welcome, Pedro. It's okay. Yeah, you can breathe this air. You can. I know it feels weird stepping outside the matrix, but the air's the same. It's just different. Andre says, I'm worried about these millennials on rock. Okay, yeah, I see. Market will take enough. All right. All right, yeah, okay. Andre is definitely a bang. Okay, I know you guys wonder why I'm laughing. Okay, I'm going to explain this to you. When you're in debt, okay, and I laugh at these when I see these Robinhood commercials, okay? People in debt really believe they're investing on Robinhood. At the same time, when they have Robinhood, they probably have the Earning app, the Earning, EARNIN, the Earning app. Okay, market will take their lunch money. Sure is. They're just taking the money of people in debt. I want you guys, if you don't know, put it this way: if you don't know your net worth is in the negative, any app like that is taking your money. Hey, they, sit down and watch TV as you just watch the Robinhood app commercials. You'll see somebody in their living room by the fireplace with the TV on, opening the Robinhood app and acting as if they're investing and not needing to know nothing. It makes absolutely no sense. Denzel says, money, job, no debt. I like it. Exactly. Money, job, no debt. Oh, man. 2021, 2022 will be your years. Cosmic Wisdom is over there licking her freaking chops. You think Cosmic can come out there and say, hey, man, I cannot wait for this housing market crash that's coming in January. Oh, my God. Did you know there's going to be millions of cars repossessed next year? Oh, man, I'm going to get them for pennies. I've always wanted that new Tesla. I'm talking about myself. I always wanted that new Tesla with the automatic driving. I've always wanted that, but I didn't want to pay Tesla's price. So I'm going to pay my price that somebody got in over their head. There's going to be millions of repossessions. Millions. Denzel says, I would retract that statement, Sharif. Okay, now I got to go back and see what Sharif said. What did he say? Oh, okay. Okay, I forgot Denzel's an alien too. Denzel's an alien. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, got it. Now, again, Sharif, we're not talking bad about you. It's important to know what you're saying, because we don't want you to say things like that out loud in public. You don't ever say that, okay? Cosmic says, man, LJ, you don't even know. I got plans for 2021, 22. This year, I'll have to face some fears to come through the other side, but it's worth it. And you got it. And when you guys hear Cosmic say fears, it's not the same fears as a person in debt. Okay, this is a different type of fear. And even calling it fear, it's fear. Once you get on the other side of zero, north of zero, this is what we do in the private. Once you get on the other side of zero, fear is something that you go towards. Fear is not to be ran from. It's like I look at fear like, hey, look over here. This is the way you're supposed to come. When you get on the other side of me, it's beautiful. All right. That's how it works. You don't run from fear. Yeah, sometimes you see how people, when people say certain things about money, I laugh as I read the sentence, because once you're out of debt, you know why they're saying those things. Just like Andre would just said, and just like Denzel just said, and I laugh because I know what they're saying when they say it. Let me make sure I'm not skipping anybody. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that jumped all the way up. Okay, here we go. Gabriel says, LJ, was your journey, was your money whole? You were in debt, like how viewed the world? LJ, was your money whole? Okay, you got to rewrite that, Gabriel. Oh, was your mindset? Was your mindset? Okay. Mindset. LJ, was your mindset? Okay, rewrite that, Gabriel. I want to make sure I know what you're saying. Thank you, Amina. Says yes. Gabriel Reese says, I have mixed feelings on the protesters. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even talk about that stuff. But I love to hear Nicer's view of it. I didn't know, when you're watching from the outside, I didn't know people were coming in from out of town to tear up the damn city. You know, it's just, this is, okay, this is what I will say on this, okay? I don't look at things, even though it is a very bad thing that should not happen, killing another human being. I get that, okay? And I get why they're mad, but I take my feelings out of it and I look at the bigger picture. The first thing I think, now I don't know anything about Minneapolis, right? I think, what area is that? What's the majority? Who are the majority of people that live in that area that is being burned down? Who lives there? Okay. And the businesses they're burning, those are billion-dollar companies. They have insurance. They know that that building is just a building. The stuff inside of it is just stuff that can be bought again with billion. And then guess what? When they rebuild, they're just going to charge it to the customers. They're going to charge it back to the very people that buy there. They don't understand businesses like that. They don't lose. They understand things like this happen. That's what insurance is for. The only people that really lose are the employees that used to work there. Now they have no jobs. Here we're in the middle of a pandemic. People are happy to have jobs, that are happy to be working at Target. Now they have no jobs. And everything else that burned down, all those people that work at the other buildings burned down, they have no jobs in the middle of a pandemic. And imagine some of those small businesses that just got them SBA loans. That just got them. Now, do you think that they're going to use those loans according to the rules and regulations of those loans? No, they're not. They're going to use those loans to survive now. How is that going to be handled now? I have no idea how that's going to be handled. Depressionomics is coming. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I kind of have an idea. Then back to what I was saying, I look at the bigger picture. I go like, okay, all right. In the middle of a pandemic, all right, cool. No mask. I knew that was going to happen. Nobody was going to care about that anymore. I already knew that. So what's going to come of this if this doesn't stop? They're already bringing in a National Guard right now. They're already bringing in. If that doesn't work, I mean, I get it, be protesters, but believe you me, that can be stopped. That can all be stopped. They can just bring in the army and stop it. There's only a limit to what they're going to be able to do, and then it's going to stop. Okay, either they're going to convict the officers of what they're supposed to do or whatever that they like. Put it this way: say like they keep rioting. They say, hey, we're not going to stop rioting until all of them get first-degree murder and the death penalty, and we're not going to settle for anything less. Saying that would actually show the majority that they are in control. Oh man, it worked once. Let's do it again. We'll get this result. They won't allow that. And that's just my opinion. And plus there's a pandemic. Everybody's running out of money. You got to remember what's happening right now. People are broke at the same time. They have no money. Now, no jobs. I see it on TV. I see it on my timeline. For you guys to understand, I just unplug. I turn off. I don't watch the news. I turn off social media, because if I let too much of that get in my brain, I won't be able to get on this channel and deliver what I deliver to you guys, because I'll be consumed with that. Denzel says people in debt make poor decisions. All those people rioting and destroying public property, police vehicles, they're all in debt. They forget they pay taxes and keep the police employed. And that's it. And see how Denzel's saying that? That's exactly what I was thinking. When I saw all those tore up police cars, the first thing I said to myself, who do you think is going to pay for that? Who do you think owns those cars that you're burning up? The police don't own those cars. The police didn't even own that building. When police, like say like the police department gets sued, right? And somebody wins a judgment of $1 million. Who do you think owns the police department? It doesn't even make sense to me. It's like, oh, they do these. I check this out. Okay, I know this is a little bit off subject, but I want to give you guys, especially if you're new to the channel, I want to give you guys an example of this type of thinking varies across the board. Now, when you get out of debt, you think about money and speak about money in different ways. You can tell by the way Denzel said a couple things, Andre said a couple things, and I read it and laugh. But if you're in debt, you really don't understand why they're saying it, right? So I follow this dude called Surveyor Raw. Surveyor Raw. And now he is a First Amendment auditor in Seattle, Washington, where I'm from, right? Now, this guy, he's an alien when it comes to our constitutional rights, right? So he goes and follows around police officers, but he doesn't do it rude like the majority of the auditors. He doesn't do all the cussing and you ain't this and I'm gonna beat you up and you won't dare touch me. He doesn't do anything like that. I want you guys to check his channel out. He don't know I'm doing this, but I want you guys to see something. All he does is go places and follows the law. He breaks no laws. When you go watch his channel, don't worry about why he's doing what he's doing. That's stupid. Why would anybody do that? Don't look at it that way. I want you to go to his channel and notice everything he's doing. He's following the law and go see what happens to him when he follows the law. Because the majority don't understand that the Constitution is in place. They don't really understand that. I didn't know that until I watched dudes like him. I'm like, oh my God, they can't do that. No, you don't have to do this when they rap. No, you don't have to. You can say no. Go check him out. Surveyor Raw. That's he's my top. And I follow a lot of these things. I'm fascinated by what I didn't know that was lawful to do. Right. So go check that out when you get a chance. That dude is awesome. He's amazing, man. That dude's amazing. Cosmic says, yeah. As a business owner, I hate to see people destroy what someone probably put their blood and sweat into, especially a small business. I hate to see that. Because you got to think about it. If you are a person who's financially free and actually have created a business, there is no way, no matter how mad you were, you would not go out and destroy another person's small business. You would not do that. Because you wouldn't want that to happen to you. Why would you do something to somebody else that you wouldn't want to happen to your own business? See, you just wouldn't do stuff like that. Denzel says, the best thing to do right now is to get your money right and influence the leaders in the political world and the Justice Department. Unfortunately, Denzel, those people, the majority of those people inside those positions, they understand that everything is controlled by debt. Unless you have money, you're not influencing anything or anyone. You're not. Unless you have money. You got to have money. This is obvious. Shout out to Joseph for the $3.99 super chat. Can you put his name in the chat? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I didn't put a link. Thank you for saying that. Let me do that right now. This dude is amazing, man. His style is just beyond belief. He puts me in amazement. Okay, I'm about to do that now. Now here's the link. I'll do better than that, Joseph. I'm gonna put the link in there so you guys can. Now this has nothing to do with finances. This has to do with the law. Okay. You just once I discovered the things I could talk about and understand once I got out of debt, it just fascinated me. So I started getting into other things that what else didn't I know? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that could happen. You know, things of that nature. Okay. Let me see where I was at. Andre says, "Thank you, LJ and Denzel, for providing the forum." I appreciate you, Andre, and I'm glad to have a guy like you in the room that understands Denzel, me and Denzel's different perspectives, because him and I had a clear understanding of it. It's very difficult to explain that to subscribers that don't understand that. That's very difficult, and I just think Denzel handles that well. I don't really get that many comments in my stuff, Denzel. I don't really get that many trolls and comments in my, you know. Sharif says, L, yes, why not live your best life even if you're in debt until you die? Because that's impossible, Sharif. And again, I appreciate your question, Sharif. I want you to understand. I know why you're saying what you're saying. Because if you knew what it was like to be debt free, you would never say that, especially out loud. It's impossible to live your best life as a slave because you'll be a slave until you're dead. So you couldn't live your best life because you're a slave. With links and chains, because by being in debt, you create the links in your chain to stay as a slave. There is no even if you are in debt. You're in debt, you're a slave until you're dead. Denzel says, they call me the Bob Ross of finance. Andre says, I'm worse than LJ. My wife says I am intimidating. And isn't that funny, Andre? You're just speaking math and it intimidates people. And then you get confused. Like, why is math intimidating? I don't get it. You're confusing me. 1 + 1 = 2. Well, how does that intimidate you? Oh, it's just the way you said 2. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I can't really do anything about that. Andre says the mindset actually comes from your upbringing. Oh, for sure, Andre. You're right. 100%. And I love my mom. I love my father, but they didn't know. It's not their fault that they didn't know. This is what I teach you guys here. This is generations. This is generations. And I always say this: when you get out of debt, you will clearly see that there is a financial hierarchy. Okay, you can't see it when you're in debt. You don't realize that there are two economies. There's two. There's one that people in debt see, and then there's one that people not in debt see. Okay. The people not in debt can see the economy that people are in debt, but the people that are in debt, the economy they're in, they can't see the one that's because they've never been debt free. So that's mathematically impossible for them to see it. It's phantom to them. Gabriel says, what's your mindset when you're in debt? Like how I viewed it. That's easy. I viewed it just like everybody in, hey man, I thought my credit score was everything. There was no way I could buy a house without a mortgage. What else? I thought financing cars was normal. Financing phones was normal. I thought that was normal. And that was years ago. And can you imagine now? And the price of phones wasn't even near the price they are today, but I was financing phones back then. I thought if I kept up with my payments, that means my credit's good and I'm good. And that was wrong. It's a whole, put it this way, Gabriel, I'm still in the same world, but it's different. Like, let me give you an example, Gabriel. Everything, the value of anything is what I say it is. Just because if you say, hey, houses are expensive in Calabasas, California, I say, according to who? Oh, a house costs this much in this area. Says who? The house owner that's selling it? Who says that? Hey, that Mercedes Benz, that Cadillac Escalade costs $80,000. Who said that? Cadillac? I don't agree with Cadillac, so I'm not going to buy that for $80,000. I'm not going to do that. And you got to remember, put it this way, Gabriel. These are things that you are learning at 19 that you will know for the rest of your life. Like if you go up to one of your friends and they tell you that the phone in their hand is financed, that should automatically tell you that their car they're driving is financed too. Because if they finance the phone, you better believe they finance the car. You better believe that. Do they know that? They don't know that. They think that's normal. Dave Sincere says, when you are debt free and have an understanding of money, finances, wealth, and your future, your kids' future, and your perceived freedom, you will look at the actions of these protesters differently. For sure, Dave. Absolutely sure. You're right. That's exactly how I look at it. I don't even see it the way the majority see it. I don't even see it. Like last night, I was watching the protesters on I-80 in California somewhere. They're blocking the freeway, jumping on trucks and stuff. I'm like, why are you doing that? I don't get why are you doing that? Why are you jumping on the trucks? What am I supposed to learn from you jumping on trucks and blocking traffic? I mean, I get the blocking traffic. You want to make your you want to make sure people see it. I get that part. Okay, I kind of get that. But when you start jumping on people's cars, the first thing I think is there's probably kids in those cars. They don't know why all that. Kids don't know why there are thousands of people walking around on the freeway and we can't drive and they're surrounding the car. They're terrifying children. They don't know why, mommy, why is that person jumping on our car and busting out our windows and stuff like that? They don't know that. What do you think those little kids drive away? What is the impression of those little kids as they drive away? They've never seen nothing like that in their life. Tearing up the city. It's like, you do know you guys are going to be paying for everything. You guys are going to be paying the whole state is going to be paying for that city. The state's going to be paying for that. Everybody in it. Davidson says, I'm a history buff, so I have a unique understanding of the causes of these riots and results that detriment, the detriment of them. A lot of provocateurs? I know I'm saying that wrong. Have ulterior motives. I got to learn that word. See, I just don't. I got to pronounce that word. In this, many are not from that community. That's what Nicer said. Community. Just look at how they move and how they're dressed, the facial coverings. Yeah. I unplug myself from all that. Gabriel says, yeah, that's right. Work to earn money, not give it to others to get a higher credit score. Doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, I did send the link to the channel. I know I'm way behind. Pedro says, LJ, the more we become aware of things, the more we feel like we don't fit. You even have to fake it sometimes. Now, see the way you're talking, Pedro? You are becoming awake. Okay, because if you were not becoming awake, you wouldn't even know to say the things you're saying right now. You wouldn't even know to say that. So yes, that's how it is. That's how it happens. And it's going to get worse. I mean, it's not going to get, okay, I don't want to say it's worse. It's going to get, things are going to become more and more clear to you every single day. And yes, if you want to have friends, and this is all you got to do to keep your friends, Pedro, don't talk about money with them. Don't talk about finance, and don't ever say they shouldn't have financed the car. If they got a house with a FHA mortgage, don't say, hey, you're not supposed to. Don't say that. Just congratulate them. Come over during the house parties. Take a ride with them in their new car. Go look at their new back deck. Go look at their brand new boat. Check out the Range Rover that they financed to go with the finance house. Congratulate them. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep them as friends. You cannot say anything about what they do with their money unless they come to you and ask you specifically. Dave Sincere says, here we go. I'm all for change. Let's be honest. what people been doing up to this point, the past 100 years haven't been working. If it were, this wouldn't happen. This country and the government only understand extreme actions, and that is the only way to eliminate change. This is what I think, Dave. Okay, let's take it another level. The president can stop that with the snap of his fingers. He can stop it. It really doesn't matter what the rioters do. The president can stop that. He can just say, "Hey, send an army, stop that stuff." That's it. Protesters, and they wouldn't be able to withstand an army. Okay, that's not so. I have no idea why it's being let to go on this far. Maybe it's to. Maybe they just know the people are going to pay for all the damage. I don't know if people, I mean, obviously the majority, either they don't care or don't know. It really doesn't matter. But the people are going to pay for that damage, everything. The big billion-dollar Target, they're insured. That's why they're billionaires. They're insured. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, like I said, check him out, man. Check him out, Joseph, man. That dude, he's from Seattle. He does in Seattle. That's where I'm from, man. But just pay close attention. Again, try not to focus in on why he's doing what he's doing. Just understand this. Everything he's doing is lawful. It's not against the law. And this one, we have this in Seattle, we have this thing called the farmer's market, right? He has 2 videos doing the farmer's market. This thing is hilarious. This dude, man, you're gonna be dying, man. He is hilarious. The way his style is, it's his style that gets me. Andre says, "You're right, Pedro. I have to pretend all the time, nod and smile." See what I'm saying? Take Andre's advice, Pedro. This Pedro's is nod and smile. You know what mine is? Okay. Hey, El, look at my new car, man. I got an awesome interest rate. For how long? 84 months. I just go, okay. Man, I got this car on sale. Did you finance it? Yeah, mine, but I got it on sale. Okay. Cool, man. Hey, that's nice. Oh, man, it smells new. It got man, check out the new car smell. It got the brand new leather. I'm sure it does. Okay. Dave Sincere says MLK, and MLK said writing is the language of the people who have no voice. Wow. Wow. That's powerful, man. When you understand, you really don't have to say many words, and the words you say don't even have to be just phenomenal. They just, the way they're structured. Cosmic says the only issue with living your best life is that it's only your life. It's only your life. Will have no legacy for your children. You sure won't. Yeah. Okay. Let me read that right. The only issue with living your best life is that it's only your life will have no legacy for your children. You sure won't. But when you become debt free, you will have a legacy for your children. You will. If you get, like, for example, you start building wealth at Denzel's age, at Gabriel's age, at Pedro's age, you start building wealth then. Now, I promise you this. Even if you have children, you're going to naturally teach them about this process. You will. There's no other way, because if your kid comes to you, gets to drive at age, your kid's not going to, I promise you, this probably will never happen. Hey, Dad, will you finance a car for me? That would never come out of your kid's mouth ever, because they will have been taught to never, ever finance cars. So that wouldn't even come out of their mouth. And then when you will have money your whole entire life, there will be no emergency that's going to catch you off guard. Okay, especially if you start this at 19, 20s. There will be no emergency that's going to catch you off guard, because you will always have money. So nobody will be able to sell you emergency packages, insurance for your cell phone, gap insurance for your car. What else we got? Insurance for your washer and dryer and all this other stuff. All this stuff that just sell people out of fear of, because people in debt don't understand. They sell you that stuff because psychologically, you understand that you have no money. You have no money to replace it. That's why you're financing a washer and dryer. See what I'm saying? For example, you finance a washer and dryer. You're saying that I don't have any money. The very reason why you're financing a washer and dryer. So they say, hey, man, if the thing breaks down, you're going to have the money to replace it? The answer is obviously no, because you're financing it. Of course you don't. So you're going to take the insurance. That kind of stuff won't happen anymore. The key word in debt free is free. It's totally free. There's nothing like it. You tell somebody in debt, hey, debt free, they're going to think you're talking about having $1 million. No, just zero. Just get to zero. Dave Sincere says, I'm not with rioting, especially with how it's happening. But if you're going to destroy property, don't do it in your neighborhood. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly. I was thinking, what neighborhood is that? And you know what helped me understand. And this is crazy. This is what you can see when you're debt free. Now I'm watching it, and as I see everything getting burned down, the first thought to me is like, what neighborhood is that? What majority of people live in that neighborhood? And the first thing, and so I'm looking around, I start seeing check cashing places. Now I know exactly what neighborhood that is. People with no money. Nothing to do with color. I know people like, oh, it must be black. No, people with no money. How do you know that? Because there's a check cashing place there. There's a cash advance place there. There's a pawn shop right there. Title loan places. Those places are in areas with people with no money. You can't put a title loan place in a rich area. Why they would go out of business because nobody'd be going there. Pedro says, when you are debt free, you will have all the time to raise your children and teach them things the right way. Exactly. You take it this way, Pedro. When you're debt free, you work where you want to work. You're not going to work where you don't like working. And you will never say to your children, hey, I'm sorry I had to work. I'm sorry I missed your game. I had to work. That will never happen. Because you would never work at a place that would cause you to miss something that you can never see again. Because there's millions of parents that go to their children and say, hey, sorry, I missed your game. I had to work. I'll make it up to you. First of all, that's impossible. You can never make up that moment. That moment is gone forever. That's never coming back. So right there, why are you lying to your kid? You can't do that. Unless you got a time machine, that's the only way you can do that, if you have a time machine. But that moment is gone forever, all because the majority of people are in debt and they believe they have to work the way they work. Andre says, I make more money during a crisis, actually. See what I'm saying? Now, Andre, go say that to a person in debt. They're not going to have a word. Andre is going to be looked at like an alien. What the hell are you talking about? Make money during a crisis? What? Oh, Andre's he's just trying to say he's just smarter than us. No, he's not trying to say any of that. He's just trying to say he's not in debt. Dave Sincere says, this may have happened before. Many of the people in here were born. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm sure LJ and Herbert Walker can remember Los Angeles riots in 92. What are you trying to say? We're old or something, Dave? What are you trying to say? Nah, I remember that. I do remember that. For sure. My mindset now is completely different than my mindset then. Totally different. Totally different, Dave. It's almost to the point. I'm almost jealous of Denzel and Pedro and Gabriel. Had I known this at 19, you guys don't even really get it. That would have. I know it doesn't make sense to you guys, you youngsters right now, but let me tell you something. This is going to save you from unnecessary divorces, because you're not going to marry. You're not going to marry a woman deep in debt. That's not going to happen. It's not going to matter how fine she is. You're not going to care how good the sex is. I promise you not. If she has $100,000 in student loan debt and she don't care about having it, you're not going to marry her. If you date a woman and she got a whole bunch of bill collectors calling her, you're not going to marry her. I promise that's not going to happen. You're going to be like, hey, you're going to take care of that. She's going to be like, nah, no, I'm going to be happy now. I might as well live happy now. You only live once. I might as well live my best life while you're in debt. Yeah, no, we can't be together. Why not? You're in debt. What do you mean? You're below zero? What do you mean? Your net worth is in the negative. Andre says up 5,800% year to date. And you know what, Andre? I believe you. You know why? Because you're saying things only people that understand money say. People in debt don't accidentally say, "Hey, I'm up 5,800%." They'd be like, "What the hell are you talking about? There's only 100. How's he have 5,800? Andre's full of crap. You only can go up to 100." Pedro says, "The people burning those buildings took the bait. You never take the bait. Now it makes everything worse, but only for them." Sure does. I think to myself, there's never, no, I'm not, no, let me stay out of that. I'm not even getting that. Val S says, "Dropping by this channel through Denzel's channel. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you. Wealth creation is about having a strong foundation and connection with other successful individuals and applying those concepts into action." Thank you, sir, and welcome over here. Denzel's in here too. I don't know if he's still in here, but he was in here. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm glad you didn't hear the frustration in my voice and decide not to come over. I appreciate it because it wasn't meant to be sounding like that, but we already talked about that earlier. Dave Sincere says, "People destroy vital businesses they need and use. They acted first and then thought about what they did. What we see is the result of pent-up frustration and financial frustration, police brutality, racial frustration, pandemic frustration, social economic frustration, all of it. You can't really quantify the depression levels of people. You got to really understand when you're financially free, you can clearly see the depression debt causes. Because I remember being in debt, put it this way, and I know Andre, Dave, anybody, Cosmics wasn't like, yeah, well, Cosmic's different. That's a different story. But there is debt weighted on the best way I can describe debt. There was a weight on my forehead that I carried all my life. And it was, I'm just telling you after the fact, it was debt. But since I thought debt was normal, I accepted that weight and it sat, and the best way I can describe it was on the front of my forehead and it sat there and it wasn't lifted. It wasn't actually lifted. It wasn't lifted the day I paid off my debt. Even then, it didn't really lift that weight. It began to lift when I got my first paycheck after paying off my last debt. When I got that first paycheck, it got auto deposited in my bank account, and I soaked in, realizing that I had nothing to pay. I didn't have anything to pay, no credit cards, no car notes, no this bill, that bill, this. Now, I'm not talking about the things that keep me alive. I'm not talking about lights, food. I'm not talking about things that keep me alive. I'm talking about things that didn't keep me alive, like credit cards, car notes, student loan bills, stuff like that. It wasn't until I had my whole paycheck and I realized I didn't have to give it to nobody. That's when the weight started becoming lifted. Andre says, "I simply take the other side of the people in debt." See what I'm saying? Andre's a freaking alien. Hey, Andre, this is what I do too. Trillions of dollars in mortgage loan debt. I don't get a mortgage. Trillions of dollars in car loan debt. I don't finance cars. Trillions of dollars in credit card debt. Don't have credit card debt. Trillions of dollars in finance cell phone debt. Never ever finance a cell phone. Andre is a person I would speak to about phantom income because he know what that is. Phantom income. It's only phantom with those in debt. Since the majority are in debt, they cannot take advantage of this. They cannot because they're in debt. They can't take taxes. A lot of people don't understand this. Taxes is the only the only guaranteed ROI in any investment in the world. Taxes. As long as you pay less than the majority, that's money in your pocket. Money in your pocket. That's just one source of phantom income. There are many, but taxes is the biggest one. Taxes is the biggest puzzle. But put it this way, by being in debt, you are missing the largest piece of the puzzle, the largest piece by being in debt. For those of you that are in debt, I want you guys to listen to something very carefully so you can kind of get an idea. Maybe you'll get it, maybe you're not. The majority of people in debt hate taxes. They think they're bad thing. Hey, you live and die. The only thing you do is live and die and crap and pay taxes. They always say things like that. They don't stop and think to themselves, wait a minute. How come you can go to prison for tax evasion? Why is that? Nobody ever stops to say, hey, why is that? You're not killing anybody. Why are they going to prison? That should tell you that means that's a very important piece of the puzzle, don't you think? Wait a minute. You can go to prison for it? Yeah. Why is that? Put it this way. If people were not forced to pay taxes, the economy would crash. Doesn't that sound like an important piece of the puzzle? Doesn't sound like you should maybe tax bracket? That sounds important. For the first 40 years of my life, I didn't even know what my tax bracket was. Didn't even know. But if I would have stopped and said, wait a minute, I can go to prison for tax evasion, tax bracket, anything the word with tax on it, maybe I should pay attention to it. Yes, pay attention to it. That's very important. That's see what I'm saying, Andre? You freaking alien. He's speaking. If you're new to the channel, you have no idea what Andre's saying. Oh, my tax rate is negative. What's that mean, negative? What? Negative tax rate? You think Andre can say that? You think Andre can step outside of his house and say, hey, check this out. I don't pay any taxes. He can't say that. He can't even say, hey, man, you know what? What? I don't pay taxes. What? Oh, I'm gonna tell the IRS. No, I don't do it legally. What what'd you just say? Never mind. That's when Andre nods and smiles. Okay, see you later. Oh God. Andre the alien. Gabriel says, borrow is slave to the lender. Sure is. I remember hearing that all the time when I was in debt. Borrow slave to the lender. Borrow slave to the lender, but then I go out and finance another car. Didn't hear a word. Pedro says, LJ doesn't want to get demonized. I sure don't. Ain't touching none of that. There's only certain things I'm gonna say out in the free side of YouTube. I'm not explaining that, but in the members only side, I can speak alien inside there. I can speak alien. Because everybody in there will understand that. Val says, just listening to folks who speak the truth. I appreciate it, man. And I I like people like you that can just simply understand it. It's the truth. Okay, well, it's got to be right. If his math is right, he's got to be on to something. Maybe his delivery's wrong, but his math is right, So I appreciate that, Val. Andre says, I do the financing. Oh, man. You low down, dirty. Why are you kicking slaves while they're down, Andre? That's mad. No, I'm not going to say that. Pedro says, I need to get to Andre's level. You know what? And you correct me if I'm wrong, Andre. Pedro, it's not levels. It's pieces of puzzles. All right. When you're in debt, you think you think it's a level. Oh, get on top of this person. Sorry. Get on this level. I gotta get on their level. I gotta get above their level. When you get out of debt, there's pieces. Because over here, there's plenty of room over here. And everybody, I promise you, over here, the foundation is math. Okay, the long as you're solid foundation, once you come on the other side of zero and you tell everybody over here, hey, I trust mathematics and mathematics only when it comes to money. Now, the people over here will say, cool, they understand math. Here's my piece. Here's Andre's piece. Andre's in the banking. He knows a piece. Cosmic knows a piece because she's in the real estate and this and that. Here, because the whole base is mathematics. You know you're going to get correct mathematical answers back from them. Because always remember this, Pedro. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. CENTS. And always say that to yourself. Always say that to yourself. And you will communicate with aliens like us. If I came up to you, let me give you an example, Pedro. If I came up to you and said, "Hey, man, did you finance that phone?" and you looked at me and start laughing, I will know you speak alien because I'll know why you're laughing. See what I'm saying? Or I said, "Hey, Pedro, you got gap insurance?" If you turn to me and start laughing, I'll know you're an alien. But if you turn to me and say, "Yeah, man, I got it just in case I get in an accident and I owe more on the car than what it's worth, the gap insurance will cover it." And then you just go, "Okay." Or Andres nod and smile and walk away. Nothing else needs to be said. Andre says, "I create phantom expense before I create additional income." See? If you're in debt, don't try to understand what Andre's saying. Don't try. Don't get it. Don't even try. It will never make sense what Andre's saying to you if you're in debt. You cannot. It's mathematically impossible to take advantage of phantom income while you're in debt. So don't even try to understand it. Gabriel says, Warren Buffett said that his secretary paid more in taxes than him. It's probably true. Because when you have money, again, you know how to legally never pay taxes again. You get really good. If you get really good, I don't even know what's the word for it, Andre. If you get really good at not legally paying taxes, is there a word for that? Besides phantom income? Is phantom income pretty much cover that? Dave Sincere says, "My savings minus debt." Oh, he's talking to me. All right. "I can completely relate. I lived with debts for so long that I thought it was normal. I had conversations with friends who were doing a lot of fly stuff, and I thought, damn, why am I not doing these things? Some of my friends had nice homes, took nice plus vacations. Now I can see most of them are in horrible financial state. I saw the financial predicaments my parents were in and thought I should be in a better position to help and do for them. Why am I not? Denzel's channel provided the plan for the future. Your channel provided foundation to understand why my parents are in the position they are in. Why was I in the position I was in, and how to not ever let it happen again." I like that, Dave, for sure. I always like to share this with people so they can understand. And especially if you're new to the channel, I didn't wake up. When I was in debt, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't have anybody around me to ask. I just knew I couldn't ask the people, friends, family in my life because they were they were doing everything I was doing, financing houses and homes and cars and phones. I just knew that wasn't the right answer. And it wasn't until I was in my car one day and I was yelling in my car saying, life cannot be this way. There is no way I work until I'm 65, 70 years old and then retire and then I enjoy life. There was no way. I remember yelling to myself saying that cannot be true. That cannot be true. That cannot be true. And little did I know I was yelling it to the universe and I meant it. I wasn't saying it so I can get a better house. I wasn't saying it so I can get a better car. I wasn't saying it so I can get a better apartment. I was saying it because I didn't believe that to be true. I knew it wasn't true because I saw other people doing it. Rich people living enjoyable lives. But here's the problem. If you believe what you see on TV, and you believe rich people live the way you see on reality TVs, that's a show. That's a TV show. Okay? Because you got to think about it. If the majority of people are in debt, why would you want to show everybody that you're rich? You see what I'm saying? Why would you do that? Everybody would come to you begging you for money, because you got to remember, people in debt believe if you're rich, you should be giving some of that money to them. That's what they believe. That's how they think. If they're in trouble and they know you live in a rich part of the the city, and you got a nice car and blah, 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 they're going to say, you got it. You can give me $1,000. They tell you about your finances. You can afford it. You got it. They're telling you about their money, and they don't. You don't show the world that you have money. That's just like the opposite thing to do. Andre says, I call it tax sovereign. I like that. I'm going to steal that. Sorry. So what, Andre? You don't own it. You don't. Oh, you own words now? No, I'm just joking. Tax sovereign. Too bad you only can use that. You only can say those things to people like me, other aliens. Go say that. You go say, hey, man, I'm tax sovereign. They're going to be like, what's this alien talking about? Tax sovereign. What does sovereign mean? All right. What's tax got to do with it? I like tax sovereign. I'm keeping that. Andre says, you are no longer part of the population. You become your own nation. Yes, you do. I'm just glad, honestly, man, I am glad I listened to the universe and created this, man, because I tell you, I would not have met people like you, Andre, Dave, Cosmic, Hyphy, all you guys in here, man. There's no way, because you got this language cannot be faked. You agree with that, Andre? This can't be, you cannot fake this language, because if you're in debt, you have no idea this language even exists. It just wouldn't make any sense to you at all. Sharif says, L, are you telling me you never enjoyed being in debt? That's hard for me to believe. Now, Sharif, are you joking or are you serious? Okay, you got to type in here, are you joking or are you serious? All right, you got to tell me that. And again, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the statement. Okay. Now, if you're saying, did I enjoy my life when I was in debt? The answer is, did I go on vacations? Did I do trips? Yes, I did. I did trips. I did all that stuff. But I was a slave on those. I was a slave on a cruise ship. I was a slave in Mexico. I was a slave taking a vacation in Australia. I was a slave in Cuba. Okay. I was a slave going across the United States, going visiting friends. I was a slave because I always had to come back. I always had to come back. And when I went on vacation as a slave, guess what I did on vacation? I thought about work. I had to come back to the plantation. And it has nothing to do with color. Oh man, okay, we got to hold up. Hold up. Man, you guys about to make me, man, I don't even cry. All right, I don't even cry. But shout out to Dave Simmons. Shout out to Dave Simmons. He put $10 Cash App towards Nicer's membership. YouTube members only membership. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave Simmons. That's 4 months? Yeah, 4 months. Now, what I'm going to do, if I can figure this out, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my credit card, since you guys already paid, because I can't figure out a way right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter my credit card for her. Okay? That way, she can be a member, and then when it's time to take it over, when she gets funds, or even if the SMD family keeps continuing to donate to Nicer's, man, that's just... Remove all barriers. I'm not going to put, I'm going to put my own credit card up there and let it come off of that. Removing all barriers. Shout out to Dave Simmons. $10 Cash App donation for Nicer. Man. Those of you guys that want to speak alien, this is what aliens speak like. This is how we speak. Damn, that is awesome, man. That is amazing. I don't know if Nicer's still on, but you see the love, man. This is things like this. This is what makes Nicer, not makes, but allows Nicer to come on the mic and speak her truth in her voice, you know, the voice that you want to say your truth in. This is what allows her to do that. This is what allows anybody to do that. This is what the SMD family is. Did I know, check this out. When I said that in the car, life cannot be like this, did I know at that moment the SMD family would be born on YouTube? Or did I know? Would I know? Not at all. Not at all. Man, that is awesome, man. Wow. Andre says, my own family doesn't have the slightest idea 80% of lawyers on the planet live in the United States. Holy crap. I did not even know that. I did not know that. That tells me everything I need to know. If 80% of the lawyers live in the on a planet, I did not know that. And I know why. People in debt. And you know what's so crazy, Andre? They don't realize the percentage of those lawyers, they're in debt too. People in debt believe because you're a lawyer, you got money. That's not true. That one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. Nothing. There are lawyers in debt too. And I'm gonna give you guys a little secret too, for those of you that may be new to the channel here. If you want a good lawyer, find a lawyer that is not in debt by asking to see their personal credit report. Because if you find an alien lawyer like us and they're debt free, if you go in there and say, hey, man, before I do business with you, I need to see your personal credit report, they will know why you're asking. You will know right away by showing you their credit report. You will know right away that they are a lawyer because they want to be a lawyer, not because they have to be a lawyer. Can you imagine how many lawyers out there that decided to be a lawyer because somebody pushed them into be a lawyer? So they got all this student loan debt, right? Now they have no choice but to be a lawyer because that's the only thing that's going to pay off their student loan debt. That's the only job that they can afford to have, that they need to have to afford the payments on their student loan debt. Now they're trapped. What kind of service do you think you're going to get from somebody, regardless if they know this or not? Them knowing this is irrelevant. But if deep down inside that they don't want to be a lawyer, but they believe they have no choice, what kind of service what do you think the service is going to be between a lawyer that is debt free doing it because he loves it versus a lawyer that has to do it because they're in student loan debt? And giving that lawyer persona, the nice car, living with the area, blah, blah, private school, this and that, because society says if you're a lawyer, you can afford all that stuff. Says who? Society? When 85% of Americans are in debt? Andre speaking all kind of alien. I bet you don't even talk to your family about money. I know I don't. Pedro says, rich people are happy not for the simple fact that they have money, but because they can do what they enjoy every single day and do whatever they want. I've been doing for the last 5-6 years, Andre, I've owned. True wealth is owning the time in your life. That's true wealth, owning the time in your life. When you own the time in your life, you have the time to make as much money as you wish. And I promise you this, Pedro, you get out of debt, you will know the exact path you need to take to become a multimillionaire. You will know exactly what to do. You'll know exactly how to get there. You will know exactly how to get there. Andre says, remember that movie, They? Oh, yeah. What was that? Rowdy Piper, all you have to do is put on the shades. They. Oh, was that the 80s movie? I don't want to get it mixed up. Yeah, I think it's an older movie. Pedro says, LJ, I think Sharif doesn't understand the value of time. True, he doesn't. He doesn't. And it's not his fault. You can just tell. I can just tell by the way he's saying certain things that's what I mean. I used to say stuff like that. I mean, oh, you only got one life to live. I might as well live it now because it will take me forever to pay off that debt. Like saying things like that, Sharif, implies that you have a choice. You have no choice but to pay off your debt. There is no choice. There is, when you hear people say, hey, should I buying versus renting? You're going to be throwing your way of money on rent. People in debt believe that they have a choice to buy versus rent. They don't realize when your finances are in the negative, you have no choice but to rent. There is no choice. But if people in debt believe that they have a choice, the banks will sell them that choice. Oh, you don't understand that you cannot afford a house? No? Okay, then we're going to sell you a house. See what look at. Damn, Andre, you're ahead of the game, man. You're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Oh, man. Way ahead of the game. See, again, aliens understand what Andre's saying. Now, to a person in debt, if I was in debt and Andre said, hey, I ain't got nothing in my name, the first thing I would think, Andre's broke. You ain't got nothing in your name? Nope, you're broke. That's what I would think if I was in debt. But when you're out of debt, that's the smart thing to do. Nothing. You eliminate all risk and possibility from somebody in debt. People in debt believe $1 million is a lot of money. So if they find out you have $1 million, they're going to do anything. Hey, I slipped and fell, tripped over this, anything to get a quick buck, whatever. But when you have money, those things are already in place for people that are in debt that like to sue. Oh, he's rich. I'm gonna sue him. Okay, well, that's what I got. That's what I got insurance for. Yeah, I'm gonna sue him. No, you're not. That's not in my name. I don't own it. You're not suing me. You'll never get to me. Sharif says, L, not only did you travel, but you drove nice cars and lived in nice houses while in debt. Sounds like you were a happy slave. I was a happy slave. You're exactly right, Sharif. I was a happy slave. I drove several nice cars. I financed many cars in my life. I sat on car lots for 8 hours at a time to finance one car. Yes, that was me. Sure was. I was the one that I was the one that walked them on a car lot and figure this is what people in debt too. They think there's something if they can walk on a car lot and put no money down on the car and then tell the world that, hey, look, I didn't have to put money down on the car because my credit's so good. They say those things out loud. Now, if you say that around me, Andre, Dave, Cosmic, Hyphy, hell, even Gabriel, a 19-year-old, where nobody's even listened to it now. I can only imagine Gabriel's world. We're going to laugh. The disadvantage of Gabriel, nobody's going to listen to him because they're just going to look at him like, oh, who is he? He's 19. Of course he has no debt. See, Gabriel has a different kind of battle. Oh, of course you can say that, Gabriel. You have no kids. You're only 19. You have no debt. What are you talking about, you little stupid 19-year-old? That's going to go. I feel sorry for Gabriel. Nobody's going to listen to him. Good luck. When math has nothing to do with your age. Nothing. Dave says they have to create new laws each year to accommodate the influx of new lawyers. Yeah. No, Sharif's been here for a while, Gabriel. Andre says, you're making me laugh now. I regularly smack around Ivy League, major baseball, NBA, excuse me. And I never went to college. College makes them blind. See what I'm saying? Oh, Andre has nothing in his name and he didn't go to college. He's broke. Look at the numbers he's throwing out. 5,800%. That doesn't even exist. It only goes to 100, Andre. Duh. Andre's broke. He's just saying that. He's just jealous because he doesn't have an MBA. He's just jealous. Andre the alien. Dave Sincere says 25 or 45 of the presidents have been lawyers. Oh, you guys are spitting knowledge today. A good number of the movers. You're right. Movers and shakers in the world throughout history were lawyers. Interesting. LJ, you are right. They had Rowdy Piper. That was a good movie. Oh, that's who that is. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay. He was. I'm not a wrestler, but now that I think about the star of the movie, yeah, okay, he was a wrestler. That's right. Nick Johnson says, can you please make the live chat available after the live is? Oh, I always make it available, Nick. It's always available. The chat is, the live chat. Yeah, I leave everything up because I think that's a good part of the video. You know, I love getting in there, reading the chat, see what people are saying, see the correspondence. So I always leave that open. Nick Johnson says, I enjoy reading the comments after the stream is over. Me too, I do. I rarely go back and watch my videos because I don't really like listening to myself. I'm talk for 3 hours and then I'm not going to go and listen to myself for 3 hours, you know. Dave Sincere says, I've lived in the same apartment for a few years. Each year when my lease is up, I go into the complex office and negotiate the rent increase. There have been people I know who have moved to Atlanta after I have bought big homes. They have tried to guilt trip and shame me into buying a home. Since the pandemic, I haven't heard one word or seen one Facebook or IG post from them. During these times, a small handful will reach out to me and ask how I did it. How did I survive and make it when I was unemployed for 70? Yeah, they don't understand it. Good luck on that. Andre says that way they can do their research. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. It's amazing. I want and let me and Andre, it's clear that you understand. So this is and I don't know how long you been debt free, because you sound, the things you're saying, you've been at this for a minute. Okay, I can tell by you responding. But damn, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to ask you? Okay, this is what I feel like, Andre. I feel like I'm Neo of the debt matrix. Okay, people don't understand if they don't trust in mathematics as a base and try to challenge me. People in debt don't really understand that they are already unarmed and they don't even know it, right? So that's how I feel. I mean, if they don't believe in math, as soon as they say, "Hey, man, I can invest while having 20-year-old student loan debt," they don't really understand that they're totally disarmed right there. I feel like Neo of the debt matrix. You know, it's weird. You know, and I feel blessed and getting out of debt that I'm honored to be able to hear a person like you speak and say the things you say and understand why you're saying them, right? And you know as well as I know that you can't say these things to the average person. You can't say it. You got to keep that to yourself. Andre says, I don't own my home either, Dave. Nothing to put a lien on. See? You know exactly. When I buy my next house, Andre, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an LLC. I'm going to put that house under the LLC. And then I'm going to rent from myself. It's not going to be in my name. It's going to be in a business I own name. See what I'm saying? I'm not going to. And then you already know the tax savings. I probably had that house. It counts on. No, I was going to say 5 to 7 years, but we're in a pandemic. There's going to be millions of foreclosures next year. 21 and 22, there are going to be millions of foreclosures. And I know you can see this, Andre. I know you can see this. There is a housing market crash that cannot be stopped. It cannot be stopped. There's not enough money that the government can throw at the housing market crash right now to stop this housing market crash from happening. It is happening. People don't even see the tidal wave that's coming. Don't even see it. And then when I see riots and stuff, like, put it this way, when I see riots like what's happening in Minnesota, it's just it's a deterrent, keeping people's attention away from what's going to be the inevitable. It's coming. Nothing's stopping it. Nothing's going to stop it from happening. Nothing. And not only, now I always harp on housing market crash, but I want you guys to understand it's not only isolated to the housing market crash. I'm going to say this, especially for those that you know. Listen to this. The pandemic is just a key used to start the new economy. That's it. The majority are simply the oil. We got a new engine and brand new oils in there now. The majority are the oil. Open back, you close down a whole entire country due to the coronavirus, and you open it back up with no coronavirus change? Oh, they're putting the oil back in the new engine. I got it. Okay. Enough said. Now we're going to let it fade away like it never happened. Got it. Understood. That's all I need to know. Why people follow the news and stock market statistics and all that stuff. You know what I do? I just follow people. What would the majority do? Hey, if they close down gyms and if they open the gyms back up, would the majority go back to the gym without worrying about the coronavirus? Yes, they sure will. Okay, I guess the gyms will be back in business. Because at first I was like, nah, man, the gyms are closed forever. Because I wasn't thinking about what the majority would do. The majority of people in debt, they're going to follow the money. It's going to go back. All you got to do is pay attention. Hey, anybody following the social distancing rules? Nope. That's out the window. You think anybody, look at the protesters. You think any of those guys, yeah, they got masks on. Okay, whatever. You think any of those guys are really worrying about the coronavirus? No, sir. No, they're not. Yes, it's obvious only to you, though. Yeah, that's true. You right about that, Andre. You right. You're right. Again, Andre, how long you been free? That's what I want to know. How long you been free? Licking my chops. Yep. Pedro says, I got my LLC on Tuesday. Good job. I want you to do it right, Pedro. I want you to do it right, man. I want you to figure out, and you can join the members only group. I'm not sure if you're a member or not. I haven't looked at the list yet, but this is where you'll go to the members only group that will tell you why Andre is saying I have nothing in my name. The correct way to buy a house. Don't even put it in your name. Don't even put it in your name. That's the advice you don't give out. And I wouldn't. That's the advice. That's the type of advice I would not give out in the free, just the open side, because it would just fall on a lot of deaf ears. That's specifically for people that understand that mathematics is the essential, most important foundation of the whole equation. You must trust math. Now notice my words. I didn't say you must believe in math. You must trust math because math is an exact science. Dave Sincere says, I had debt for so long, I thought it was normal. Oh, did I already do it? My best friend from college, his mother, she would tell us when we were in college to live life and buy whatever you want and worry about it later. Life is too short. Oh, wow. I know. I used to hear all that stuff. Now my friend is helping and doing for her financially. See, that's generations. And those in debt now, mind you, my parents, I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming my mom. My mom raised me, right? I'm not blaming my mom because she didn't understand money. But when When she gets older, she's going to naturally expect for me to take care of. Now I got to go through all the finances and do all that other stuff. You can break the generational change right now. You can break that by starting with you, because I promise you, once you become debt free, you're going to naturally carry this information down through generations, through your family, only to those who will listen, because it doesn't matter. This conditioning is very, very strong. This is generations in the making. Andre says, I expect to make 10 to 20 times my money. Damn. Congratulations. I got to change my citizenship first. I'm not sure what you mean by that part. Okay, I don't understand that. Dave Sincere says, about the taxes, HOA upkeep, they allow their rental income to pay for their lifestyle. Therefore, they are not tied to their home and they can lose it if they're sued. Limit for Life says, hello, LJ and SMD family over here in New Jersey. They are finding people who is leaving the gym. Over here, and they are finding people. What does that mean? They are finding people who leaving the gym. Andre says, oh, wow. Was this taught to you, Andre? Who taught you this? Did you just grow up, or was it family? What was it? It was because I definitely not. I didn't wake up till age 40. My assets have always exceeded my debts. Okay. Simple balance sheet. I know the word simple, and but you try to tell somebody in debt, hey, what's your balance sheet? They're going to be like, what are you talking about? Balance sheet? Balance what? Oh, that's for rich people. I got to tell you guys, man, this Mike Rambo and Dave Simmons, man, I don't know if Nicer's still on, but this is awesome, man. As soon as I get off, I'm going to set this up, get it going, and work it out with Nicer so she can log in and do whatever she wants into the account and change the password to whatever she wants, whatever, right? Ooh, you have a credit from Amazon Marketplace. I didn't tell you to make it a credit on Amazon. Amazon's smooth. I return something and put it back on my credit card. They're going to throw it back on my Amazon Market. No, you put it back on my. Interesting. Whatever. I got to buy something anyway. Anyway. All right, let me read some more of these. Okay, we're going on 3 hours. We're going to end this, man. We've been going 3 hours. I appreciate you guys all. Dave Sincere says, the more I read, the more I read and more I listen to those with money who are in real estate. They don't own the home they stay in. They say it's too much to think about the taxes and HOA and upkeep. They allow their rental income to pay for their lifestyle. Therefore, they are not. Oh, okay, I read that. Okay, they're sued. Limit for Life says, disobeying the standing closing. Oh, gotcha. Wow. And what's so crazy? People in debt really don't understand. They don't understand the significance of fines, right? They look at when you get out of debt, you can understand the significance of fines. The significance of fines, the purpose of fines is to keep you in debt. So when I hear people in debt talk about, oh man, it ain't nothing, it's just $100, I ask myself, how much debt are you in? Because if you have $50,000 worth of student loan debt, now you're $50,100 in debt. If you pay that ticket within 14 days, I never really understood that 14-day rule, but I understand it now, because the average person that gets a ticket, what do? They grab it and throw it in the glove box. Now, if they say you got 14 days to take care of this ticket before it doubles or goes in collections, whatever they do, I know 14 days is the magic number. You got to remember that includes the day. It includes the days for you to mail that ticket off, for it to reach the office, and for them to process it and all that other stuff. I was like, what? Pedro says, damn, they're sleeping inside the gym. Equal day. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, sir. I did not know that. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you. Thank you, Dave Sincere. Shout out to Dave Sincere for that $10 donation super chat, or that Cash App to go towards Nicer's membership. And then, like I said, I'm going to, for now, to eliminate the barriers, I'm going to use my own credit card and sign her up so she can get in there and start enjoying the membership, the private membership group. Okay. I got one video already up in there, and I'm going to do another one. Tomorrow we got Q&A Sunday. Monday at the latest. Monday at the latest by 6 o'clock. So between now and Monday at 6, there will be a video. Okay. I'm just trying to, I can't just be on there 24 hours a day. My girlfriend, she don't like that. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get in trouble for giving you guys love, and I'm gonna end up losing love. You know what I'm saying? No. Andre says fine equal tax. Sure does. Even when I was young, right? When I didn't know, I used to go, my friends would be like, hey man, let's just park over here, man. I know it says don't park here, you know, you can get a ticket or whatever, but you know, F that, screw that. I used to think, nah, I don't want to spend that kind of money if I can just park somewhere else that I can park. And then people in debt, when they get the ticket, oh, it ain't nothing, man. It's just $50. Are you in debt? That means everything. You just added $50 more to your debt. Limit for life says first fine 100, two fine 250, third. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys see what's really happening here. Okay. I hope you guys see what's happening. They're making money. The city's making money off of people defying orders. They're just making money off of them. If where I live says you got to wear a mask, I'm wearing a mask. I'm not getting a ticket. Even if it was $100, and yes, I can afford $100, I'm not giving $100 away just for not wearing a freaking mask. I'm not doing that. Andre says the government can only transfer wealth. It creates nothing. You're speaking alien, Andre. You're speaking alien. Like, let me tell you guys something in this room. When you hear the stock market take a loss, right? You say, oh, stock market's down. It's dropped lower than it ever has before. The money doesn't disappear. It transfers to somebody else's pocket. Just because you see a stock market crash, that doesn't mean everybody loses. When you see a stock market crash, that means there are gigantic winners, because there's only a few of them that know. There's only a few. And when there's only a few, there's more money. Dave Sincere says all of these laws and county and city ordinance are for the government to make more money off of us. They only make money off of people in debt. Long as you pay less taxes than the majority, that's all you need to know. What are the majority paying? Oh, X? Well, I'm going to do the opposite of X. Like LJ says, it's just business. Hey, didn't you hear the governor say you got to wear a mask? Yeah, you get a ticket. Okay, well, I guess I wouldn't say, oh man, F that. Who are you? You guys are just making it. Did you break the law, Linnell? Yeah, then you get a ticket. So I'm gonna wear my mask. If they catch me without them, if I speed, if the speed limit's 50 and I go 55, 60, and they pull me over, hey, you going 55? I guess I was going 55. I broke the law. Here's a ticket. Okay, well. But if I'm going 50 and he pulls me over, I'm gonna give you a ticket for going 50. You're like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. This is why I encourage you guys to go watch Surveyor Raw. Go watch this dude. I'm telling you, go watch this dude. I'm gonna put his link in here one more time because it's very important. If you like, he's a auditor. Okay, you got to just check him out. Watch his style. Okay, watch his style. He don't talk crap. He just knows his laws, the Constitution. He knows. And if you go over there, tell him I sent you, man, because I'd be trying to reach out to him. I'd reach out to him, but I just let him know I appreciate him. Dave Sincere says police, IRS, and other agents of the government are revenue generators. Their job is to figure out how to extract as much money as possible from us, people who are in debt, or the laws. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Well, you got to remember, well, you already know. If you get out of debt, it doesn't, that kind of stuff doesn't apply to you, especially when you understand how taxes work, right? I understand the purpose of taxes. I do. I understand why they're there. I get it. Taxes, they do so many things. They create financial segregation. I mean, if they want a certain area in the state to be the next Beverly Hills of whatever, right? They just increase the taxes of that zip code, right? And then people in debt are forced to move out because they can't afford it. They're in debt. Then they clear them out. And then the people with money that understand how taxes work, and the majority of those people legally never pay taxes anyway. So it doesn't really matter what zip code they live in. They're not paying the taxes legally. Andre says they found a way to tax existence. Oh, to tax existence. Okay, I had to reread that for a second. Okay, yeah, that's true. And you know, Andre, this is what I think, man. Because you got to always think, okay, we're humans. This system had to come from an idea. It started as an idea in somebody's head. Somebody said, hey, if I create this structure and put it in this way and make people do that, this is going to be for generations. Who thought of that? Now, I know whoever thought of that person's long dead. Okay, I know they're long dead. They've probably been dead for like 200-300 years, maybe, you know, already, right? No, well, I'm gonna say a couple hundred. Let's say a couple hundred years, right? Right? They got to be dead. So it's obviously their family keeping it up. But you or I, put it this way, you or I will never know who that family really is. I know people are, the Rothschilds, this and that, because people need somebody to point their fingers at, right? I don't know if the Rothschilds would do anything. I don't know. I don't know any of them. The majority of the people that really understand this, you have no idea who they are. You never will, because that takes it will take you generations to know who that is. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, are you guys the richest? You guys designed this? No, that doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Pedro says the stock market is going down soon again. I don't even look at it, Pedro. I pay no attention to the stock market. Number one, I have no money to invest in the stock market. So that's number one why I don't pay attention to it. I have no money. The only person I'm investing in right now is myself, right? Shout out to Lemon for Life for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Lemon for Life. I know we're 12 minutes over. I'm enjoying this session. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know how long my girlfriend's gonna enjoy it. Okay, so not that I'm scared of her or anything. Dave Sincere says laws are created to curb public behavior, and if you don't agree, comply. The U.S. government goal will be to make money off of you. And you know what, Dave? This is how I look at it since I've been debt free too. I don't look at the government as some separate entity. Okay, unless unless all of those people are aliens that work at the government, like literal aliens, literally, the government is us. Okay, it's designed. I understand its purpose, but I understand that it only takes advantage of people that don't understand money. That's it. It's just the system. The system. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just the system. Andre says the government works for me. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I understand what Andre's saying. The government works for me. I get it. It works for me too. I have no problem with them. Nothing. I'm talking financially. Okay. I have no problem with them. They come out and say, hey, here's the rules. Okay. All right. Hey, if you do this, we'll give you this tax break if you invest in this. Okay. That's what I'll invest in. Hey, if you do this, we'll take this tax break off. Okay. I'll do that. Tax liens, municipal bonds, etc. All alien speak. Speaking alien. Lemon for Life says, my daughter says she sees so many ways to make money from this. She says, hi, hello there. And I'm glad at your young age to be able to see, at your age, That's what just blows me away, just to see that. I mean, she already knows how she's going to become a millionaire. How? By counting to 1 million. That's it. That's it. If I finance, that's going to take away my money. But if I don't ever finance it, I can get to 1 million. Yes, that's it. Andre says governments are corporations, and I'm on the board of directors. You funny, man. You funny. You're funny. I know a lot of people won't even get the jokes, but it's a funny joke. Okay, it's a funny joke. It's a funny joke. No, he's not literally on the board of directors. Okay, in a what's a good word? Illusional? No, not illusional. I don't know. I'm sure you can come up with a better word. Family crest. Does she fin? Oh, hi. Sis says hi. You are, man. I am so happy for you as a parent living for life, and that you have a kid that understands money like that. Your kid will never come home and say, "Oh, I think they ripped me off on that finance in that car. Oh my God, I can't believe they overcharged you." No, that will never happen. Andre says the world can't function any other way. It cannot. That's why I always tell you guys this. It must be this way. Yes, I'm helping a few people out of debt. I'm helping you speak the language, but you must understand something. People in debt are there by choice. They're choosing not to trust math. They're choosing it. And it must, the majority, in order for this system to work, plain and simple, the majority of people must remain in debt. They must. They must continue to finance cars. They must continue to get cap insurance. They must continue to finance cell phones, new cell phones every year. They must believe they are homeowners with 30-year mortgages. They must believe it. They must believe it's okay to borrow against their 401k and think they can, and believe, listen, and believe they are really paying themselves back with interest, because I hear that all the time. Oh man, I can borrow from my 401k. I'm just paying myself back with interest. You really believe that? That's not true. That's not true. But people in debt don't realize you can borrow it. Oh, it's no penalty if you borrow it. But if you pull it out, there's a 10% penalty. Why? Nobody ever stops and say, why is that? It's okay if I use it, if I borrow it, but I can't pull it out. They don't stop to say, why is that? Dave Sincere says, since becoming debt free, I now use the time and energy to think about self-improvement, so much to the point I could see how investing in the stock market has benefited those with knowledge. Yeah, me too. I can see it. I can see it clearly. I can see it totally clearly. And put it this way, and you guys can understand this. I know Andre will. I know Dave will. I know Cosmic will. This is how I look at it. Since 85% of Americans are in debt, that means that whatever percentage of the 85% of those guys that are investing in the stock market, they're investing with money that doesn't even exist. They're in debt. So they believe they're investing in the stock market, and they're not. They're investing indirectly for the bank. They're investing with borrowed money and believe that this stock somehow gains interest or money, whatever. They really believe they're earning that interest when they're indirectly earning money for the bank. So not only are they paying interest on that borrowed money, the bank is getting that interest on that money. And the bank, check this out, and the bank don't even have to pay taxes on that money. Because you don't get taxed on borrowed money, or however that works. That's business money. So they're loaning it to you at a percentage rate, and you better believe if the person, even they can't lose. If the person loses in their stock, they still owe the bank. If the person wins in the stock, guess what? They're gonna keep that money in it, because they're gonna be so sprung that it's making money. They're gonna believe that they're making money, which in actuality they're making money for the bank and don't even know it. She watches young entrepreneurs age 12 to 25. That is cool, man. With this debt-free knowledge, she's gonna kill it. Dave Sincere says, goal is to own enough stock in the companies in which I use their products. Their individual will pay for their dividends will pay for my bill. Metaphorical. Okay, thank you, Andre. Appreciate that, man. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up here. Example, if you use Verizon Wireless, own enough stock in that organization in which their stock dividends will pay for your yearly usage of the bill. When I was heavily in debt, I didn't have time or energy to even remotely think about that. Me neither. Now I just look at the obvious, like, for example, if I had money, so, okay, put it this way. If I had money, when I heard Costco was moving from the American Express to accepting Visa, had I had a lot of money, I would have dumped a lot of money in Costco stock, right? I know nothing about the stock market, okay? But this is just the obvious. Why would I do that? Because the majority of people are in debt, and the majority of people have Visa and MasterCard, Visa cards, compared to American Express cards, because American Express rules are pretty strict. You got to manage money well, semi-well, to get an American Express, but a Visa, you don't. People in debt need credit, so they're going to be using that credit card at where? Costco. And what happened? Soon as they announced that soon as they switched over to the system of the Visa, their stock went up. All right, you guys, we're going to end this. Hey, I appreciate you guys all. This 3 hours, 20 minutes. This video will be up. I appreciate everyone. And I'm going to get nicer set up, get her going. And she will be a member by this evening. Or no, it's already evening. Let's later on that evening. All right. I'll get it going. Dave says, I have 5 Amex cards. Amex are charge cards, which mean you have to pay the bill in full. Exactly. But you better believe, Dave, some people couldn't pay the bill in full. Promise you that. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Again, here is my Cash App, SavingsMinusDebt.com. If you want to get started on your own debt-free journey and start speaking alien with us, you can come over there. You can join. Let me make sure I got that and put that in there one more time. If you want to join the paid members only group, the SMD group, you can join there, and there's the join button right there. All right, hit join, $4.99 a month. We talk on that in the members only group. I don't get into really things that I talk about out here, because people in the members only group understand and trust mathematics, so I can get straight to the point. In the community group, I found that I do a lot of thinking when it comes to this. And sometimes I post my thoughts in the community group of the YouTube under the members only group. So you guys can kind of hear my thoughts, see what I think about, why I say them, blah, 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 how I come up with topics, why I think the way I think. And most of all, when you're debt free, there's so many pieces of the puzzle that just, it's hard to explain. They just come out of you. They come out of nowhere and just fit. And you're like, damn, I didn't see that the whole time. Right. And then you meet other people like Andre and Dave and most of the people in the SMD family. That's how you meet people, because you speak the language. Okay. All right. Okay. So Andre is saying something even I don't know. That's what I don't know. And and hearing Andre say that, right? And I don't know what that means. You could, if you're in debt, you will take that wrong, right? Oh, you don't want to be a U.S. citizen. I first thing I'm going to ask is, not here because we're about to get out, but I'm just saying in general, why is that? There's something there I need to know. That's exactly how I think. What is that I need to know? See, and Dave saying I'm right. But even with that, when you speak an alien like that, you got to be very careful with that. You got to be very careful with that, because people take that completely wrong. You are a world citizen, if anything. Exactly. Oh yeah, I know that. Universe. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. If you guys want to join the Discord server, that's in the details of every video. The join group, the members only group link is in the video. I mean, in the description of the video. You guys can join there at any time. You can respond to. I'm always on the. Like I said, I'm on the Discord server, and I say more different things in the community members only group. I type a lot of stuff in there. So You guys have a wonderful day. Until next time, okay? All right, see you later.